Dial ECU and donate and designate your tickets for Robbie's Clubhouse. Go Pirates! Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
When your family gathers around a shakaroni from Papa John's, you're sharing more than extra cheese and pepperoni. You're sharing scholarships, meals, and laughter. Because $1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Shakaroni Pizza is back, and only for $13. Plus $1 from every purchase goes to charity. The Shakaroni is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the Pirates fly. The UPS store in Winterville is now open on Fire Tower Road, across from Marabella Pizza and beside Subway. Trust the UPS store in Winterville with pack and ship guarantee and same-day printing. When it comes to shipping, the UPS store in Winterville has everything you need in one place. The boxes, the packing material, and all the assistance along with on-site notary, passport photos, and business and printing service and freight. The UPS store, now open in Winterville 7 days a week. The UPS store in Winterville is your premier location. Go Pirates!
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello and welcome into a Football Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live, a Free Beer Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live as well, as we'll make you a winner in hour number 3 of today's 3-hour program. We are locked and loaded, ready to go on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch the program on Facebook Live and on YouTube. We got a ton of guests to get to on today's program. We'll talk a little golf and some baseball playoffs with Mully coming up later on this hour at 4 o'clock. we'll make our Week 4 NFL picks. Tony Dunn will join us on the Fixed NC live line. We'll do that coming up at 4. Preview Panthers, Cowboys, and all the other NFL games this weekend. At 4:25, Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show joins us on the Fixed NC live line. Also in the 4 o'clock hour, former Pirate and now a member of the Cubs organization, Jake Washer, the former Pirate backstop, will be live in the Pirate Radio studios with us. We'll catch up with Jake and talk about his season as a professional baseball player. Also, Morgan Ehlers, voice of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, will join us at 5 o'clock. Brian North at 5:20. And Parmalee will be playing the halftime show at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium on Saturday, planning to hook up with Matt Thomas of Parmalee coming up in hour number 3 as well. So we are ready to roll here on a Friday. We got Shirley Rhodes, the big dog producing, and Troy D is alongside. Hello, Troy.
Damn, that's a big show.
I mean,
that's a lot to do.
We're going to try to fit all this in.
We might have to go more than 3 hours.
We might have to just do that, although we have the high school huddle and
we can't.
football.
You're right.
Huge night of programming.
Management frowns upon it.
And another guest joins us now on the Fixed NC Live line, Eric Ward from ECU Marketing, getting ready for another East Carolina home game and a huge game coming up Saturday, Pirates in the Green Wave. Eric, welcome back to the program. It's a Friday tradition for you to join Troy D and I now.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on, Clip and Troy, and looking forward to a beautiful day tomorrow with a Pirate game day.
We keep thinking we'll run out of stuff to talk to you about, Eric, but you keep adding new curveballs in these things that we want to find out about. So let's first talk about the hopefully the highlight of the game tomorrow is not Parmalee. Hopefully it's the actual game, but how awesome is it? Parmalee putting on a free concert at halftime. Now, a lot of people have questions about this. Where exactly is this going on at halftime?
Yeah, so we are setting that up on what my understanding of is going to be a kind of a tractor pull stage that we're going to drive on out by the Boneyard right there at halftime, and then they're going to play 2 or 3 songs for the crowd, get the place fired up for the second half. I am just really appreciative that they're going to be there. I was talking with Tom McClellan earlier this week, and you guys might know a lot more about this than me, but nobody seems to remember us ever really having a concert-type deal, per se, for halftime. So something a little bit new and exciting for fans. Hopefully gets a few more butts in the seats and gets that place rocking.
Yeah, the only time I see that is during a Super Bowl or maybe an Orange Bowl, they have a live band or live event. This is, I think, a first for ECU, which is pretty cool. So is the band get to play at all, or will Parmalee take up most of the halftime? Because the halftime's still the same amount of time, right?
Yes, we've made some adjustments to our halftime structure to accommodate both the traditional Marching Pirates halftime show as well as with Parmalee. So they've done a really great job. They're having a slightly reduced band show, and the students are all really fired up to kind of share the stage with Parmalee, per se. So we will fit it all in together. It'll be a jam-packed halftime.
All right. Well, you got my attention. I usually like to go out and visit with folks or get an ice-cold pirate beverage at halftime. I'm going to stay in my seats and watch this halftime spectacular, Eric. So you've got a lot of people talking about that. I think the stadium will probably stay full, hopefully, for a halftime. That'll be pretty cool. What about the pregame? They're doing something pregame acoustic-wise, too, right?
Yeah, they're doing what we're calling a pop-up acoustic show in the Carl and Connie Rogers Pirate Club area. So that area right there underneath the tower that is accessible, I should say, by all Pirate Club members. They're doing a quick little pop-up show, 20, 30 minutes. Nothing overly complicated, but it'd be a nice opportunity if you're a Pirate Club member to check them out briefly pregame and maybe even get to meet the band a little bit.
All right, sounds cool. 3:30 kickoff. It is homecoming. You guys are... What is it officially? A purple out? So a purple rain game? What is this called?
Yeah, this is our painted purple game.
Painted purple, that's it.
Fans are encouraged to wear purple. Yep, so this will be the second out of 3 color-out games, and as we've done many times over the years, we will have our painted black game for the upcoming Thursday night game against USF. Yeah,
all right, so we had the gold out last week, got the painted purple game this week, and then the black out for the Thursday night game.
That's right.
All right, just to make sure I got it right. When does the lots open up coming up tomorrow?
Yeah, 9:30 a.m. sharp. It's going to be a great day for tailgating. My understanding is it's going to be beautiful, perfect fall football weather. So hopefully I don't know if you guys noticed, but I thought the lots were humming last weekend fairly early. It seemed like it was a really great tailgating scene, and I expect tomorrow to be basically the exact same.
All right, I think so. I think the weather's going to be perfect. And clip the defense rest. I'm done with my questions.
I have no further questions for
We'll go back to our chambers and we'll let the witness go for now. And no, anything else you want to get out there, Eric, while we got you on?
No, I just think it's going to be a really great game. I thought our second quarter last week in particular, the stadium was rocking. We just need to bring the energy this week. It's a big game for East Carolina, and any and all help with a great home atmosphere is much appreciated for our football program. So let's go out tomorrow and win.
All right. Any thing about the heat advisory? Are fans able to bring water in, or is that in effect or not? I got to ask it for literally asking for a friend.
No, temperatures will not be high enough for there to be a heat management.
All right. No water, people. Tough. You'll have to wait in line at the stadium.
I do have one question, Eric. Are you joining us from Iraq? There is a pause before you answer every question.
I thought we were
and it's like those TV interviews where the person pauses for like 5 seconds.
Got you on a satellite.
Are you in Greenville?
I am sitting in historic Scales.
Oh, okay. That explains it. All right. There it is.
What's going on in the building?
It is a thick walls over there at Scales.
It's like a time portal once you walk in there.
It's the safest building on campus next to Brewster. You can't destroy that thing if you wanted to. They even dropped a beam on it during the construction, and it's still standing. Eric, thanks, man.
We actually did have a backhoe that hit the building as the tower was getting built, and we had no issues there. So.
You had to repair the backhoe. All right, Eric. Thanks for joining us, man.
Appreciate you guys. Go Pirates.
All right, thanks, man. We'll see you out there Saturday.
That was a
Eric
strange delay there. He's like, 5 minutes from us, Troy, and sounded like he was way across the country. But anyway.
Speaking about backhoes, we had a great night in Greenville last night.
Wow, is this the kind of material we're doing here at 3 o'clock on a Friday?
I'm just joking. I was joking.
The kids just got out of school.
Is that supposed to be funny?
Hey, Dad, turn on Pirate Radio Live.
Sorry, that was nighttime content.
Troy's doing his George Carlin set today.
I mean, I didn't even post that on Facebook.
Yeah, no, that was a good move. Don't post it on Facebook. The Facebook folks can't handle that. Yeah. We did have a great interview last night with one of ECU's famous alums.
Yeah.
That's on our Twitter and Instagram. No problems on Twitter and Instagram, by the way. People thought it's awesome. Facebook, it would be a problem. Yeah.
Problematic. You got to know your audience.
Yeah, we know our audience. Yeah. You can't treat all social media the same.
Sometimes we don't do this show in church,
Right.
You could do it at a sports bar.
Right.
Like that.
That's right.
All right, Troy D, you did not wait until today to give out your prediction for this game. You did not wait till Monday's show.
I know. I was eager Beaver Sunday.
You went. I think you went less than 24-hour rule after the previous game.
I 24-hour rule.
Sunday night, the feeling in the gut must have been strong.
I just, I really feel if Donnie can call a good game, because I feel like we've got the players that can do it. Donnie can call a good game. The Pirates can win this thing.
Has he called good games?
I think at moments there's been great calls. At times there hasn't, and then I think there's been execution problems. I think it's not any one thing. I think there's been a number of things at times where ECU has looked great and has looked bad, and sometimes in between. If they can put it together, Clip, as we said, and even if it's not 4 quarters, they can put together 3 great quarters. Imagine what this team could do.
1 great quarter in the case of last weekend.
Right. That was enough to win the game.
That's not going to be enough.
1 quarter is not going to get it done. It's going to take
Correct.
4. You're going to have to do. You can pull a Marshall. It's going to take 4 quarters,
or at least 3 out of 4.
3.5.
Yeah. But I do feel ECU.
Do I hear 2?
I do feel ECU can find a way to win this game. I don't think it'll be easy. I think it'll be a close game. But I like their chances.
A lot of factors here. You got East Carolina at home trying to get to 3-2. Tulane has beat them 3 times in a row. Tulane came in here last year, embarrassed East Carolina. So, and Tulane's a desperate team right now. It should be a really good college football game.
Both teams are hungry, Clip. Yeah. And this game matters to both teams, and it means something. And I mentioned it to Jeff Charles earlier today. I think this is one of those fork in the road games. If you win this, it can propel you to, I don't want to say a great season. It could propel you to success this season, and success being a 6-win season, a bowl game, postseason play. That would be great success for this team right now where we are with this program. A loss this game could propel you in the other way. It could break your spirit a little bit. You could get down. You got a couple tough stretch coming up after this. Does it give you enough momentum, or do you lose momentum at that point? And do you end up being a 3 or 4 win team at the end of the season? I think that's the difference in this game. I think a win versus a loss is the difference between postseason and not postseason. Then just the debate will be, what will the record be?
And I think the nature of this game, I think it's going to be a rock fight. It's going to be physical. It's going to be kind of a grudge match situation. Tulane's a physical team. They're going to come in here and try to bully, I think, on the lines. So if ECU responds to that and gets over that hump, then it's okay. We're fine, or not we're fine, but that, I don't know, we overcame that challenge.
Yeah, you're playing a little bit with house money going into next week, right? Is what I'm saying.
Next week you've got the big bad.
UCF, but if you go in there with a win, nobody's expecting East Carolina to go and stomp all over UCF.
No, so but if you come in there with good old Mo.
Correct. And confidence.
Momentum.
And anything can happen.
We talk a lot about the path to 6 wins. Part of that path was going 2-2 September. In September, they accomplished that. The other parts are beating USF, beating Navy, beating Temple, who East Carolina will be favored in at least 2 out of 3 of those games, I would think. And the last part of it is winning this game, because if you don't win this game, you're going to have to pull one off against Central Florida on the road, Houston on the road, Memphis on the road, or beat Cincinnati, who at that point in the season could be playing for a playoff.
Correct.
Troy D.
Right. So out of those choices, I think your opportunity to win is tomorrow.
Right now in front of
you. That's the best chance you have. Not that those games that can't be victories.
ECU already went on the road and won as a double-digit underdog this year. Right. It could happen.
Right. But let's be honest.
That's not the easiest path.
It's not the easiest path, and those are more unlikely scenarios. Not impossible, but unlikely, where tomorrow is a very possible scenario if everything comes together. Once again, this team's capable of doing it. This team's also capable of laying an egg. Which team will come up? And sometimes we've seen both teams in the same game.
We've seen it the last 2 games, really.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of them being able to put the pieces together at the right time and taking care of business.
Troy, big time halftime show coming up.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that.
That's pretty cool. And we'll talk to Matt Thomas coming up in hour 3.
It's a good get right there. And, Parma Lee to us, to East Carolina, is kind of like what
King of Analogies has got one.
It's Luke. He was the app guy.
Luke
the big guy. No, Luke Bryan's a skinny guy. Luke Combs
is an App State guy.
Parma Lee is to us what Luke Combs is to App State.
Glad we got that in the show. That's a good one.
You could have done like Scotty McCreery and NC State.
Very similar. That's a good one, Big Dog. I should have gone.
You could have gone
Scotty McCreary is. Everybody.
I didn't understand it before, but now that you guys are saying this, I totally
it seems like every university has. And you know what? UNC has Chase Rice.
I don't know who that is.
Well, they're all country people, is what I'm saying. He played football.
Now as a country musician.
He's a huge country star now. So each school has like a big country act, the guys that are alums from that school. These aren't fans. They're people that actually attended the university. I think that's kind of cool.
Charlotte has Mick Jagger.
Yes, right.
At least this week.
Or some guy that looks like him.
Is the OG Darius Rucker in South Carolina?
Yes, very similar.
Is that the OG? Is that the first? Is that the first guy? Like
first musician to ever go to college?
Really attach himself.
REM has Athens in Georgia. Yeah. And I don't know whether they went there, but that's where they started. That's their hometown.
Is Troy trying to vie for the next music trivia on Pirate Radio?
Well,
that was pretty good. Good pull.
But Parma Lee, when I was in school, they went by the Thomas Brothers. They were just a duo, just playing, acoustic guitar.
And then they kind of start rock and went.
Yeah, they were playing other people's music down at Splash and, Sports Pad or wherever it happened to be downtown. And it was really, they were just nice guys. I remember when they left Greenville to go to Nashville, going to Nashville, calling themselves Parma Lee? What? It was kind of at the time, we're like, well, good luck, but hey, give the guys credit, man. They paid their dues, and it's the great American success story. They started at the bottom, and now in the country music world, they're right at the top now. So I think it's awesome. And I remember when they played Freeboot Friday a few years ago, guys, it was the biggest crowd I'd ever seen at Freeboot.
If you're Willie Fritz, do you take and look at this and say, look, these guys are treating it like it's their Super Bowl. They got a halftime show. They got a pregame concert.
Third Super Bowl of the year already.
I've never seen so many Super Bowls in 1 year. This is a Super Bowl-like halftime for ECU.
You're going to have the band up there with a band. Like, it's all very...
The band has a damn band. This is a big game. Welcome to homecoming. This is how we do it at ECU.
Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive stuff. It was announced yesterday that Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige will be at the halftime show of the Super Bowl this year, Troy D. I probably asked you last year if you could make the catered to Troy D, who would be your Super Bowl halftime show?
Well, I'd probably have to have Jimmy Buffett in there, first of all. And I'd have to get a few other guys in there, too. Who was? I would love probably a group from the 80s. Probably like a REO Speedwagon or a Journey. Probably maybe a Lionel Richie, perhaps, for a couple of his more upbeat songs. So you're doing like
a combination
I'm doing a combination show, yeah.
You got to do a combo show.
I mean, that's kind of what they do now, anyway.
Right, and I like that they have a theme this year. Like, all these people were produced by Dre, so it kind of makes sense to put it all under one umbrella versus it being...
And the fact that they are from the L.A. area,
Maybe
with the exception of Eminem.
I'd throw Phil Collins in there, but I saw a video of Phil Collins touring with, I don't know if it's with Genesis or just him right now. Man, he sounded bad. He looked like I don't know if he's in a wheelchair. It just wasn't the Phil Collins that I know and love.
I think you gotta have.
And sometimes when you see him like that, you're better off not seeing them like that and hearing them like that.
Like sometimes you see Mick Jagger at a bar in downtown Charlotte.
Mick Jagger looks the damn same as he did in 1979.
I think
it's incredible. That guy's not changed. I think he sounds the same. He looks the same.
I saw Mark Packer was at the show. Next time we get him on, we need to ask him how it was.
I think the dude's like a robot. I mean, is he even a real person at this point?
Yeah,
is he a cyborg?
Like, some vampire stuff going on there.
Or it could just be a whole weekend at Bernie Sham. Like, we only ever see him
like propped up.
He's not,
brown sugar.
Then they got all playing. They got a voice track that goes over. Yeah.
There's strings moving his mouth up and down.
I mean, it's incredible that he's still going.
That is crazy that they are still rocking.
They just lost one, didn't they?
Yeah, the drummer.
They just lost the drummer.
My first. You guys know my first concert ever, right? The Who.
Oh wow!
I sat front. I won front row seats from WRDU back when they were 106.1 in Raleigh, the home of rock and roll back then. I won front row seats from WRDU to the Who in 1989. That's when they played Carter Finley. It was unbelievable. It was an amazing.
That is cool.
That's a good story.
I thought about them recently because, like, we were talking about Parmalee kind of coming up in these small, and everybody's like, I saw them in a small room.
The stadium shows are pretty cool.
The Who coming up with like the kind of rock they play in those small venues, I bet that was awesome. But to see the Who,
and like I can't even picture
that. The 80s or 90s?
It was 89.
Yeah,
late 80s. I can't even picture the Who like at a club. Like,
I know,
like Hootie came back and played Attic. I was there.
The stadium show.
Like I can only picture them playing a stadium. It's like U2. At one point, U2 was kind of up and coming band.
Did you go when they went to Raleigh with all the big theatrics and everything?
No, I wish I did. My two regrets is I didn't go to U2 and Pink Floyd when they played Carter Finley. When they had the floating.
What year was that?
That was in the late 80s too. It might have been 88 that year.
That would have been awesome.
That's once in a lifetime stuff.
Yeah, I wish. My regret was I had a chance to go and I didn't go, and now I'm like, oh man, how did I pass that up?
I passed up tickets to see Tina Turner. And unfortunately, I did not get a chance to.
You were not rolling on the river.
No. Because the concert was like on a Tuesday or something.
Yeah, I hate those Tuesday concerts.
And having to drive, and at that time I got up really, really early in the morning, and I just didn't want to take that trip and not have enough sleep. So I passed, and I regret that to this day.
Good music talk here on a Friday. Troy will be here 11:30 a.m. on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We'll do a couple of tailgate check-ins with you coming up on Saturday. Touchdown Tony Collins said he would be one of the guests at the tailgate zone. So
we got
get ready for a Tony appearance.
Touchdown Tony. I talked to a former Pirate and Peach Bowl member, Mark Washington, will be in attendance. The Chancellor, Philip Rogers, threatening to stop by for an appearance. If so, we'll do an all
like making sure y'all are like behaving. Like, no, it sounds kind of dangerous.
I invited him, and he said he'd be there. So we'll hope to have him.
Feels like the Chancellor's coming by to check on the frat house. Like I don't know about these.
Like, are you sure?
Everybody tighten up.
Sure, this is positive.
That's a good idea.
Check your GPAs too, please.
So big Saturday on tap. We'll be with you after the game. Myself, Weave, and the crew on the U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show.
Yeah, although it was funny because I was with my son yesterday, Bryce, and he met Chancellor Rogers for the first time, And I said, you know what he does? He's like, no, not really. I said, do you know what he's kind of like, you know how your principal is at middle school, Miss Harris. I said, he's kind of he's like the Miss Harris of ECU. He goes, oh, he's the chancellor. I said, yeah, that's perfect. I said, he's the
He didn't need the analogy, Troy.
Yeah.
Like
None of us do.
He's had so many over his
you
life.
break out
He's
the
very,
analogies on your kids.
all the time. Absolutely. Listen, I treat you just as I treat my children. Yeah. I don't make exceptions for people. I treat everybody the same. Treat everybody like kids.
Troy, can I have Chico's tonight?
Actually, I'm thinking about getting takeout, Clip.
There you go.
I will. If you would like some, would you like a takeout dish tonight?
No, I'll hit you up.
I thought about going, but then I figured Chico's probably going to be slammed.
That's
Maybe I'm
gonna
just
be
better
bad.
off.
It is. You're better to get takeout.
If
call.
it takes an hour, I can order it an hour ahead of time. I won't be in a rush. I'll be at Free Boot. Free Boot Friday. We got our more shirts. We got some newer shirts. Purple shirts for the Paint It Purple game Saturday.
Pirate Vibes Only.
We got Pirate Vibes Only shirts in purple. So
cool.
And they're very cool prints on the back too. We did with our Pirate Radio Circle decal.
I went by Shimmer a couple weekends ago to give my daughter. She likes the brands they have there. Those shirts.
Yeah, very popular. They got the Hey Dude shoes.
The girl, they do. The girl working was wearing a Pirate Vibes Only shirt.
Yeah,
told her, hey, nice shirt.
Looks good.
Looks
so
good.
we'll have those at UBE. We'll be at UBE, but we'll have those at Free Boot to sell. And then UBE also open tonight and all day tomorrow for game day if you need more gear. They've got, I was there today. Store's packed. They got all new stuff coming in too. It's just in time.
Troy, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Right. Take a time out. We'll come back. Mully will join us. MLB playoffs beginning potentially Monday. If there is a tiebreaker game, the wild card begins on Tuesday. The Braves are in. They will play their first game next Friday. Talk about all that, some golf, some football, and more when we return after this.
It's the American Athletic Conference opener for the Pirates as Tulane comes a-calling for homecoming. Tickets start as low as $35. It's the Pirates and the Green Wave in a 3:30 kickoff. It's time to get rowdy and dowdy. East Carolina and Tulane to kick off the American Athletic Conference schedule.
You can paint this with purple.
There are times in our lives when we feel like we have hit rock bottom with nowhere to go, but that is actually when God is closest to us and building us into who we are meant to be. Hi, I'm Holt Nailers, and that's how Built When Broken was formed. BuiltWhenBroken.com is an apparel brand to remind people not only where they've come from, but also where they are going. Visit BuiltWhenBroken.com to get the latest BWB apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. BuiltWhenBroken.com, apparel for our walk through life.
Hi, this is Todd Mitchum with Mercer Glass, Eastern North Carolina's most complete glass company. Mercer Glass specializes in windows, shower doors, auto glass, and mirrors. We can install or repair almost anything made of glass in your home or business. So give us a call at Mercer Glass. That's 752-5101. That's 752-5101.
Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
At Union Bank, we understand you live life on the go. That's why our banking options are designed to serve you, wherever you are. If you want to meet us in person at one of our local branches, complete banking tasks on the go from the mobile app, or bank from your office with convenient remote deposit and cash management services, we're everywhere you need us to be. Whether you're simply managing a busy schedule or an entire business, we're right there with you with personalized service and helpful tools. Call or visit us online at unionbanknc.com. Union Bank is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
It's bow time. Round here, if it's worth doing right. Like the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich. We're talking massive, juicy chicken breasts, tumbled in bold and golden hand breading, and served up with punchy, thick-cut pickles, tangy mayo, and toasted buttered buns. Sure, there's a few shortcuts out there, but the right way just tastes better. Try the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Hi, this is Morgan Ehlers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
I was trying to pull up my live ad. I messed that up. Sorry. Okay, welcome back to the show. Need some beer for the weekend? Apparently I do already. The Jarvis Street Bottle Shop near Christie's Euro Pub is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating North Carolina craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by Tuesday through Sunday or check out the Jarvis Street Bottle Shop on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a busy Friday. We got a ton of guests to get to. Tony Dunn going to join us for our Friday picks coming up at 4 o'clock. Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show in the 4 o'clock hour. Former Pirate catcher, now a member of the Cubs organization, Jake Washer, going to join us at around 4:40. Morgan Ehlers at 5, Brian North 5:20, Matt Thomas of Parmalee coming up at 5:40. We're going to try to get all these folks in and keep this baby rolling. Right now, we'll talk some football, baseball, and golf with Mully. Mike Mullis here on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Mully, how you doing, man?
Good, bud. How are you?
Doing good. A quick look at the Buccaneer Music Hall leaderboard. Harold Varner III, 1 under on the day, and that's got him tied for 9th currently, as he is 8 under par at the Sanderson Farms Championship in Jackson, Mississippi. Will Zalatoris lighting it up today, 11 under on the round, to have him 13 under for the tournament, Mully, as Harold was one shot back of the lead going into Friday this morning, Mully, and still looking for that elusive first win, but playing pretty well this weekend, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great day yesterday. I think he ended the day at like 7. Must be off to a slow start. How far along is he in his round, Clip?
He is done for the day, Mully. Finished the day 1 under, so 8 under for the tournament.
Yeah, that's. I'm sure he's a little disappointed in that round. Yesterday, obviously, a great round, and Zalatoris. He man, what a good young player. And it's so funny, man. It's just kind of the nature of where golf is right now. Coming off the Ryder Cup and watching the young guys out there doing their thing, and then when your oldest guy's 30, DJ's 36, 38, something like that, and they literally referred to him like he was the grandfather of the crowd. There's the youth, the fountain of youth, is just springs eternal with talent out on the PGA Tour right now.
Mully, as you followed the Ryder Cup last week, I try to look at it and compare it to other sports, like kind of like we're not used to the Browns being good. So even though they are good this year, we're going to think they're going to somehow screw it up eventually. I guess you could use it for the Braves. They're going to make the playoffs, but they're not going to make the World Series. Last year, watching the Ryder Cup with the success Europe has had over the years, were you watching that even as USA expanded that lead, thinking, all right, it's not over yet? Or did you just see that complete domination continuing? Because the USA had a pretty easy go at it, didn't they, last week?
Yeah, I think in day two, at the end of day two, it was almost an insurmountable lead. And not just my opinion, but what the announcers and all were saying, and looking at the history of where those scores stood. So, I mean, it's funny, and we talked about it a little bit before the Ryder Cup, that on paper, again, we had the best roster, we had the most ranked guys, blah, 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 but the U.S. has just had such a tough time in dealing with it, and I think there was a tremendous home course advantage this year with the way Whistling Straits was set up, and all signs pointed to if they were not going to win that one, I don't know when they were going to win one. So,
yeah.
No, I felt pretty confident going into singles that there was pretty much no way. It would have taken just an epic collapse, but I didn't think there was any way that the Euros would get back in it.
Mike Mullis joining us. Mully, Sunday Night Football. I don't know why, but I thought under a minute, no timeouts, that Packers and Rodgers didn't have enough time to get down the field, set up Mason Crosby for a field goal. I did not know that the Niners were just going to leave Devontae Adams open. He had 12 catches in that game. Thought they might have put some attention on him. But Rodgers, surgical at the end of a game, spikes it, pumps the fist. Crosby hits the field goal. Packers win. It was I said this watching the Manning stuff on Monday Night Football. It makes me miss Peyton Manning when he was a player, and we should appreciate the greats while they're playing. And I know you've got a little love-hate deal with Aaron Rodgers, the way he acts, the way he pouts. But, man, to watch greatness like that is still awesome, and it was on display on Sunday night.
Yeah, yes, he was great. But, yeah, I agree with you. As good as he was, hold on, got an ambulance coming by.
Oh, dear.
As good as he was, you're right. That defensive scheme from the 49ers or lack thereof.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that the guy that you go, listen, just don't let Devontae Adams beat us. Like, if you got to put three guys on him, you can't let him beat us. And they couldn't have made it any easier. But
he had 12 catches, Molly. He had 18 targets in the game. They threw to him 18 times, and he was 3 for 3, 2 for 2 on that last drive. It's
Well, let's just look at the roster. Who else are they going to throw it to?
Right.
It's kind of a limited menu. But that's how good both those guys are. And I've heard lots of people say this, and I agree 100%. If I'm Devontae Adams, I'm going to Aaron Rodgers and going, all right, what are we doing next year? where are we going?
Yeah.
Because, that's where, of course, now he could cash a huge check and go anywhere in the league, being a free agent as well. But, they do definitely have a special chemistry.
Packers got the Steelers coming up. You got Tom Brady returning to Foxborough this Sunday. Panthers putting their 3-0 record on the line against the Cowboys. So another fun NFL Sunday coming up. Another big college football Saturday coming up, Mully. And I don't know, as a guy who was a player on the field for many years, Mully, and as a coach, how do you, let's go from the coach perspective, how do you talk to your team after you win a game where you were favored by 25 and you eke it out by 3 like East Carolina did last week? Well, what's the mindset of a coach after a victory like that, where it was a win, but man, it was one of the ugliest wins you could find?
Well, I think if I were to say what I would have said as a coach in that situation, this would probably be my last opinion.
We don't want that to happen, so give us the G version.
It just, it's one of those deals where obviously, a win's a win and blah, blah, all those things. And yeah, that's true. But man, and I heard you say earlier in the week, and I think it's very appropriately put, that all wins are not created equal. And that was as close to a loss as you could have and still come out ahead, in my opinion. And I think it's one of those things as a coaching staff, it creates more questions than answers. And I think, I don't know. It's obviously got to be hey, we're going to turn the page and let's go out and play well. But I'm telling you, man, this Tulane team, this game, if we go out and repeat the effort that we had last week, it could be a long day at Dowdy Fick.
Expecting a much better effort coming up on Saturday. 3:30, we'll be with you 11:30 on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. Molly, it's a great slate for college football. I know people are sick of the SEC, but I'll be watching Florida, Kentucky, and Arkansas and their game taking on Georgia, and of course Alabama, Ole Miss. You think Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss can keep up with Bama on Saturday, Molly?
You know what? For some reason, I got this weird feeling that Lane Kiffin. It just seems to be. Is there anything more Lane Kiffin than to go and beat Alabama?
It would kind of be fitting for the year we're in too, Molly. With Clemson with 2 losses, Ohio State has lost. It wouldn't,
I mean, it's bizarro land, and
yeah.
And then obviously, if that happens, man, does that really throw some fuel on the USC fire as it relates to Lane Kiffin?
Wait. I mean, they're going to bring him back?
I mean, I just think I think it's at least a possibility. I don't think it's a probability. Other than the tarmac dismissal, I don't know. I would think USC's looking to splash, and I don't think there would be any more. There's nobody else they could hire that would create more publicity than if they were to hire Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin, Molly, now that you bring it up, like he has lived like 3 lifetimes, and he's 46 years old. Like, I mean, he was the head coach of the freaking Raiders, Tennessee, USC, and he's still like a relatively young coach.
No, he's a relatively young man.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of what his occupation is, no, I mean, I don't know. The dude's kind of a lightning rod, and I just nothing would surprise me.
I don't know what's going on with Molly over there. Well, you golfing this weekend? What are you doing, Molly?
We got a lot of stuff going on, so I don't know exactly how all the chips will fall. But yeah, I think at some point I'll maybe find an opportunity to get out and play a little bit.
I always enjoy chatting with you, buddy. Have a good weekend, and we'll get you back in studio, hopefully, if you ever get a breath.
Yeah, talk to you guys soon.
Later, man. There is Mike Mullis joining us, talk a little sports here on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We've got Tony Dunn coming up at 4 o'clock. We've actually got a free segment coming up a moment from now, so maybe we'll get some Blake Harrell comments in here. Hadn't hit those this week, Shirley, so let's take a timeout. We'll come back and hear what Blake Harrell had to say earlier this week when he met with the media. That's on the way to wrap up hour number 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Got our Bud Light ECU report, got a Bud Light giveaway on this Free Beer Friday, a 15-pack of 16-ounce Bud Light aluminum bottles, Bud Light shirt, koozies, large 2-topping pizza from Domino's on the line, hour 3 of today's show. We're back with more Pirate Radio Live after these words.
Hey y'all, it's October, which means it's time to get ready for Halloween. This is Lisa with Halloween Express, Greenville's locally owned Halloween superstore for 23 years. The Halloween fun is back, and we have everything you need to make it one to remember. From kids to adults, we've got you covered. We have the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Come visit our new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville on Greenville Boulevard, open 7 days a week. Halloween Express, what are you going to be?
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ dance party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck. Do you suffer from allergies, asthma, or any other sinus problems? Perhaps professional cleaning of your air ducts could help. Family owned and operated in Winterville for over 22 years, Carolina Quality Air was the first certified duct cleaning company in Eastern North Carolina. From residential to commercial, they can handle any size job, big or small, including our studios here at Pirate Radio. Carolina Quality Air uses a sanitizer that kills mold in your ductwork and over 100 viruses, including the coronavirus. Visit them online at carolinaqualityair.com.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Not only will you feature a great selection of pre-owned inventory for sale, but we'll also buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us. Drive a little, save a lot. Give us a call and make a short trip to Washington and let us buy your vehicle today. It is totally worth it. We also service all makes and models at our state-of-the-art service department. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington, and WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelds and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Blue 42! Blue 42!
Unlike football, life doesn't take a timeout, and anything can happen at any time. Unfortunately, anything isn't always a good thing. You need auto and life coverage, and agents. There for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You need North Carolina Farm Bureau insurance. Timeout? Not even in our vocabulary.
Pirate fans, call Carlton Ventures or Brandon Manning at 756-3007.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
This is Bruce Bivens. Join me and the other Pirate Radio athletes exclusively each Monday on PRL. Pirate Radio is the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Pirate fans, are you craving a calzone? Then Community Calzone is for you. Open 7 days a week, plus they're open late on weekends till 4 a.m., and they deliver. For calzones, wings, salads, and more, make a Community Calzone on Greenville Boulevard, now open for dine-in, takeout, or delivery. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, welcome back into the program today. This feels like the Bud Light pregame tailgate with all the guests we have lined up for the remainder of today's program. Those guests include former Pirate Jake Washer, who will join us to talk about his season as a professional baseball player. He maybe indirectly incited a brawl on the field. He also pitched a couple of times. He was able to go to Wrigley and take some swings against some big league pitchers. So we got a lot to talk about with Jake Washer coming up when he joins us next hour. Also, Matt Thomas from Parmalee said to join us in hour number 3. So along with the sports talk, we'll have a little music talk as well later on in today's show. Right now, let's hear from Blake Harrell as he met with the media earlier this week, talked about his defense's performance against Charleston Southern and what they'll need to do this weekend, this Saturday, against Tulane. Let's hear Blake Harrell, part 1.
So I was looking at Tulane yesterday at 4 different rushers or led the team in rushing in each
game, 4 different games. It seems like they have different options. Is that kind of rare? Have you noticed it in preparing for that as well?
No, that's how they were a year ago too. I mean, with Will Hall as well, new offense coordinator now. I think that's just Willie Fritz football. And going back to his days at Georgia Southern, he's had multiple running backs. All of them been really good. And one game it may be Cameron Carroll. One game may be number 22, 6, 5. All 4 of those guys are dangerous back there. And 5, he'll play in the backfield, play out wide. But whoever they're putting the ball in their hands, you better do a good job getting downhill, triggering, and doing a good job tackling because they're all dangerous. And Cameron Carroll had a great game against us last year, so we know all about him. He's the one kind of that's back and the returner of the bunch. The other guys are kind of new faces or didn't play as much against us last year. But we got to do a good job against all of them. And it's certainly more of a offensive schematic thing than it is about featuring one guy or another guy. It's about how they do business and how they do things. The receiver, too. You look at their receivers. I think the tight end leads the team in targets. 23 is next, but 2 and 3 are really good players. 4 is a really good player. He was a big-time target this time last year when we played him. So we got our work cut out for those guys out there.
Looking back at the Charleston Southern game, how frustrated were you with the start, but then also to make the adjustments to kind of get things back on track?
Yeah, I wasn't really happy with their performance. Our players weren't happy with their performance, and I don't think our fans were happy with their performance. And I think that's a good thing. I think any time that and one of our analysts said that, or one of our GAs said that, hey, it's great to be at a place where how you win matters. Not just getting through and cutting it by, but how you win and how you play matters. And that's important to us as coaches. We take a lot of pride in that. That's important to our players, taking a lot of pride in that. The first drive, I think it's about a 15-play drive, and we had several third downs, and we didn't execute on third down like we had in the past couple weeks, and kept us on the field. And then we had a 4th down play in there, and he scrambled and picked up the first, and then we hold him to a field goal. They call a false start on that, and which was close, I thought. And then they ended up getting the end zone. So if you don't take the opportunities to get off the field when you can, and you leave yourself out there, more times than not, bad things are going to happen. So we got to do a better job of that. In the second drive, we had them pinned down there deep, stuffed them on the first snap, and just had a little mental execution on the second play of the game, and our second snap of that series, and it could have been third down from their own 1-yard line, and you're really, ears pinned back going to work. But later in the game, I thought, the kids did a good job making some adjustments, especially on the perimeter and out wide. And you got to give that quarterback some props too. He played really well. I've known Jack for a long time, and he was a handful the other night, just scrambling around, making some plays with his feet down the field, finding receivers. Overall, I told our guys, we looked at it and we reviewed the film, and we got to go back and make corrections. But we had 44 snaps the other night where they either gained 0 yards or negative yards. And so that's over 40% of your plays where you're holding them to 0 or negative yards. I think that's a pretty good night. And then explosive plays, we gave up the least amount of explosives all year. But Coach Houston said this to the football team, the team on Sunday, death by inches. And he was talking about a little story there. But that's really what it was defensively. Was not one big play here, one big play there. Yeah, we had a few scrambles, but it was, hey, we get them to 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and we just couldn't get off the field when we need to. And they executed, and we didn't, and we got to sharpen those things up. So private guys that came back, executed, changed some things up as we needed to throughout the game. Supported the edges a little bit different. And then late in the game, when a defense we practiced all year long, we needed our last 2 plays of the game. We stuck it in there, and they executed well and got it down and got out of there with a victory and a win. And that's what's most important, And you'll look back and say, hey, that's a win in record books, and that's what matters. So we're proud of that one. We'll move on and celebrate it.
All right, Blake Harrell there. Really liked him talking about, people care how you win, not just that you win. And, of course, the win is the most important thing at the end of the day. But I will tell you, being the host of the U.S. Sailor Fifth Quarter Call-In Show, there were a lot of folks not happy with the way the Pirates won last week. And I also was not really celebrating that one too much last Saturday. All right, let's hear more from ECU defensive coordinator Blake Harrell. Let's hear part 2, Shirley.
How important is it going to be? Tulane got off to a good start against Oklahoma. I noticed that when I was watching them on TV, that one game anyway.
Yeah.
How can you address getting off to a good start and getting some early stops?
But I think more importantly than just Tulane, for us, for our confidence and how we play and our momentum and getting our crowd into it, it's important that we get off to a great start and give our offense good field position. And I think the same thing happened. Tulane's probably sitting there saying the same thing. They got down 21-0 last week versus UAB, and they come all the way back and make it a 7-point game, have a chance to win it at the end, or at least score and tie it up. So they're probably sitting there saying the same thing. So both of us, probably don't want to fall behind early. We need to fire our tails off, get the lead, and come out there on top. You look at Tulane, whether it's the Oklahoma game, the Ole Miss game, they scored 21 points against Ole Miss in the first half. The Oklahoma game, it was up and down, had a chance to go in the fourth quarter, and going down for the winning drive late in that game. So, important for us to get off to a good start, but not only that, continue throughout the game of just keeping our foot on the gas. I was just telling my position group, I said, if you're going down the highway and you let your foot off the gas, what happens? And they're like, well, you're coasting or you're losing speed. I said, it's the same thing in football. We got to keep our foot on the gas, whether it's a Wednesday practice, Tuesday practice, Thursday practice, Friday walkthrough, meetings. Our attention to detail, our purpose, our intent about how we do things has to be great. It has to be greater than Tulane's every single day, every moment. If we're not doing that, then we're coasting. We're letting our foot off the gas. And it's the same thing come Saturday, where it's the first play, first series, first quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, where it may be. We got to keep our foot on the gas for an entire 4 quarters and execute.
With this matchup, is last year's game a big motivation, or is it more of this being the first conference game?
I think both. You always want to get off to a great start in your conference play. I mean, you had a chance to go 1-0 this week, and that's all that matters. And a 1-0 in conference and sitting there at the top is a lot better than sitting there at the bottom at 0-1. That's no certain about that. And you look back at last year's game, I thought there was 2 games last year that you would love that kind of fires you up inside. You get a little bit better about. That's Georgia State, and you don't have to be able to erase that one. And then there's Tulane. And I didn't think we played very well defensively in either one of those games. So just the opportunity to go back and say, hey, here's what happened last year. Let's make sure we get this corrected, get this fixed, and you got more of a purpose going into it. And I think as a defense coordinator too, and players that have seen a similar offense, the OC's obviously different, but some similar schemes. You can kind of know what to expect going in. You know how they're physical they play. You know how they execute. You know their quarterback a little better now. I mean, last year you're coming out of a situation where he only played a couple games, and now I think everybody in the country knows who he is, especially after that performance he had at Oklahoma.
All right, there is ECU defensive coordinator Blake Harrell. His defense, like the Pirates' offense, has looked really good in spots and has also been thrown on and ran on. And we saw that last week from the talented quarterback Chambers from Charleston Southern. We got one more Blake Harrell cut. Let's hit one more Blake Harrell as he gets ready for this game against Tulane.
I asked Coach Houston about DeBrew. It seemed like last week was kind of the first time he got what we expected from him. He said that a lot of that was intent practice leading up to that game. How good is it to see him emerge along with Manny at that DN?
Yeah, Manny's been solid all season long, and Rick's starting to come along, getting a feel for the position now. And we need those 2 guys to come along big time each and every week throughout the rest of the season. So him coming, if there's a chance to get both of them on the field at the same time, and, because they're both gifted kids, and Rick's really talented and can rush the passer and can move around and twist up. So we need him out there and doing those type of things that he did for us last year and that we saw last Saturday.
Coach, so you get your pick 6, you go up 31-14, and then you guys are out there a lot. Did that play a factor in the last game, just being constantly on the field? Because when they scored, even it was home runs. So you guys are out there. I don't have the time on the field in front of me, but
yeah, I think we played over 100 snaps. I think it's like right at 100 on record, like 107 on the tape. I think I've been in games where 2 games you might play 100 snaps when you're playing with a triple option offense. So that's been a little bit different for me. But I blame ourselves for that a lot. It's just I think they were 8 of 20 on 3rd down. Our goal is to hold them to 60%, be 66% success rate, hold them to 34%. So that would be like 5 of 20 or something like that. And that would take us off the field. We've been down about 75, 80 plays, which is where we should be. So we got to do a better job on 3rd down, getting off the field and executing there.
You guys went with the package. I saw DeBrew lined up laying nose, and then a bunch of DBs and linebackers. I guess they got a first down on that play, but was it good to at least get that exotic package in there?
Yeah, that's our exotic. You wish it would have executed exotic. We ran it twice the other night. Once when they were backed up, coming out from the Murphy side, got off the field there, and the other time was around the 50-yard line, and just didn't execute like we should have. We got some different things we can do out of that. It's just a chance and opportunity for us to get some fresh guys on the field, get more speed on the field, more safeties, more corners, defensive ends, linebacker type guys that can get out there and run. And we'll continue to build those things just like we did last season, and they can be good for us. You get minimum reps out of them during the week, so you got to carry those packages throughout the season. But you hope by mid-season, end of the season, all that comes together and we can execute those packages at a high level.
This isn't your first foray against Tulane a little bit. Does that help you a little bit to have at least a little bit of experience against them?
Yeah, I think so. I think now you kind of know, hey, what their head coach is maybe thinking in some scenarios. Chip Long is obviously new. Him and Will Hall, I know they had some ties at North Alabama together when they were there. I think somebody said they were college roommates, but they come from similar backgrounds. And knowing their players and their personnel helps. I mean, any time that you know, hey, here's what to expect going in, rather than going out there pre-game and saying, oh, okay, he's all 6'1" or he's 6'3", exactly what the program says. So you kind of got a pretty good feel going in, exactly their personnel, their head coach's personality, and even though it's a new OC, you kind of feel like, hey, I got a pretty good beat on that of just, hey, what they've been in the past, what he could be.
All right, there it is. Defensive coordinator Blake Harrell answering the questions earlier this week. And, I think a new record there from Mark Lindsay. 3 little bits in one question. That was pretty impressive. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. We'll make our picks on this Friday. Look ahead to the NFL weekend. Mark Greenheld, Golf Shop Radio Show, joins us also in hour number 2. And Jake Washer, former Pirate catcher. We got a packed 4 o'clock hour for you here on Pirate Radio Live. We'll be back after this.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in vehicle wraps, paint protection film, and more. They can even do building signs for your business. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
Have you been waiting to try CBD? ENS Hemp on Fire Tower Road in Greenville is the area leader in CBD. We want to educate you on how our products work with your endocannabinoid system. These products are all natural and non-addictive. ENS offers a variety of products to meet your needs. Tinctures, edibles, topicals, and even smokable items. Customer feedback indicates relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. ENS Hemp is located on Fire Tower Road. Also, check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, are you ready for some Warren's hot dogs? Warren's Original Hot and Judy's Mild Sweet Chili Hot Dogs have been the official hot dog of sports fans for over 30 years. Pick up a tailgate special this football season of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the new Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Vacation spots are right here in our very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping, RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on a Football Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here, Shirley Rhodes, the Big Dog Glenn Griffin, and Tony Dunn. CarolinaCatChronicles.com joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Tony, how you doing today, man?
Good, Clip, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us via the Fixed NC Live line today. Big Dog, I do have a list of games if you'd like them. Sorry, you can grab this. I apologize I didn't do that before this segment started. Tony, we are pressed for time, so no monkey business today. We're going to get right to the picks as we do. I will let folks know that last week, Tony and I were 10-5. Well, Glenn was also 10-5. We all went 10-5. On the year, I'm 30-14. Chandler/Glenn is 29-15. Tony 28-16. Tony, Panthers, Cowboys. I'll say this. I think it says a lot about how this young Panthers defense has come along and how Sam Darnold has played well through 3 weeks, because if I told you like 1-2 years ago that you had no Christian McCaffrey and you were taking on this Cowboys team that has one of, if not the best offense in the league, I don't know if people would give the Panthers a fighting chance this weekend. I feel like they at least have a shot to go in Dallas and get to 4-0, Tony. But, man, the Cowboys look good. Well, what's your take on this game? And do you agree with that, Tony, that maybe in years past you'd look at this game and say Cowboys by 7, Cowboys by 10, rather than Cowboys by 4?
You know, I don't know if I would agree with that, because I think the Cowboys are better now than they were last year and the year before.
Right.
It's I kind of understand that point, is the Panthers have made a jump or a leap, it seems like, to where we think that they could slug it out with a offensive juggernaut. But I think the Cowboys have simultaneously taken a similar type leap. I mean, their offense has quickly become one of the most impressive in the league, and their defense, even though been dealing with some injuries and different things, they've added a lot of new pieces, much like the Panthers did 2 years ago through the draft. They, went out and got 6 defensive picks, and it's seemingly paying dividends for them Yeah, I think you're right, though, Clip, is that the Panthers do have a fighting shot, but I think a lot has to go well for them. It's going to be a tough game on the road in Dallas, and with a team that's really humming at this moment, the Cowboys. But if it's a way that's going to happen, it's going to be a good defense runs into a good offense, and we'll see what happens.
All right, let's get to the picks. Big Dog, we'll start with you. Panthers on the road. 4.5 point dogs against the Cowboys. Who you got straight up? Dallas on the road. I'm going to take Dallas as well, Tony. How about yourself?
I'm going to go with my Panthers. I want everything to go right. I got to make up a game, and let's do it with my team.
Tony believing in his team. That's the theme for this game as Washington takes on the Falcons. I've done pretty well picking against my team, at least betting-wise so far this year. I'm going to ride with Washington this week. If there is a defense they could face where the offense could get clicking like it did against New York, I think it's this Atlanta team. And Washington's defense at some point it has to put it together. Matt Ryan, kind of a statue back there. Chase Young has got to do something. This vaunted defensive line's got to stand up. It's got to happen this week. So I say it will happen this week. I'm going to take Washington to go to Atlanta and win, Tony.
Yeah, I want the football team here. I'm trying not to give up on them too quickly. Right? I'm not going to be off put by that the defense just hasn't been completely locked down at this point. They did run into a buzzsaw with the Buffalo Bills trying to get back on track. After a disappointing, I guess it was week 1, so the Bills are still a good team. So I don't really feel terrible, and they were able to put up some points. So I would take the football team here. I think Atlanta. I'm not ready to believe in any team where their signature win of the season is the New York Giants.
Well, that is the case for both of these teams right now, Tony.
That's why it's with trepidation.
Glenn, you are a Josh Allen stan. Was that last week just him and the Bills clicking on all cylinders, or is that really how bad Washington is?
I think the Bills are back, baby.
Yeah. So what do you think about this Washington Falcons game?
The football team in a wash.
Wow.
Falcons are horrible.
All right, I like it. I hope you're right. Speaking of the Bills, we should probably go spread here, but we just pick them straight up. Bills are like 17-point favorites against the Texans, so we won't have to spend a lot of time on this game. We're all taking the Bills, correct? Okay.
Poor David Culley.
Tony, I'll let you start with this one. This is a tough game. This is a tough leg, Jeff. The Lions are at the Bears. The Lions are 3-point dogs. Jeff Nadeau says the Bears shouldn't be 3-point favorites against anybody right now. And it's tough to picture the Lions winning a game because we haven't seen them do it. They were a 66-yard field goal away from doing it last week when the Ravens went in there and won. Dan Campbell's guys are fighting, playing hard.
Isn't bad.
He's not putting up with crap. He released Jamie Collins this week. Goff in the offense is feisty. DeAndre Swift is a real player. If he was on a different team, we'd all be talking about him more. Tony, where are you going with this one?
I said it last week. Is the Lions have been putting up a fight. Like they haven't gotten the win yet, but they've been in these games. I'm kicking myself in the butt over not keeping Swift or not prioritizing him on my fantasy football draft. By the way. Almost had my first victory of the season, came 0.8 points away from pulling one out. Thanks, Dallas Goedert, one drop pass away.
Do you know who you were playing, Tony?
Was it you?
You were playing the dog. And I was so great. I was so thankful for the Dallas Goedert drop pass because that was the difference between a dub and an L.
Drop? Was it a drop or was it a bad pass? I don't know. Either way, it was a loss for me. But I'm taking the Lions here. I saw a quote from Matt Nagy today that said, "We know what we're doing." I have to believe that he does it. So, how about this? Is last week they knew they were going to have to put in Justin Fields or start him, and there was no kind of design game plan for rolling him out and getting him in a good position. So give me the Detroit Lions, and I hope they bite a Bear's kneecap off.
I had probably my best bet of my worst bet, I should say. I don't know why I said best of my life last week. I had the Justin Fields over passing yards prop. And they had like historically the worst offensive day in NFL history. So there you go, Tony. That's why I was in such a bad mood when you saw me at Tiebreaker Sunday.
I know, it's crazy.
You kept trying to cheer me up. I felt bad, but I was like, Tony, I'm just not going to smile today. There's nothing you can do to make me smile.
Well, I knew it was just because you were out, really.
It was a combination of everything. Bears win by 2 on a last-second field goal because the Lions can't have nice things. I'll take the Bears by 2. Lions plus the points.
Take the Lions.
All right, we got 2 on the Lions. I am with the crappy Bears. Colts at Dolphins. I feel like this is another toss-up game. Colts are desperate at 0-3. Dolphins coming off an overtime loss. I don't know their quarterback situation. Is it Brissett or Tua?
It's Brissett.
I don't care. I'm taking the Colts on the road to win this game. Glenn.
Dolphins.
Okay, Tony.
Oh, man. I do want to point out, is there like any degenerate in the last pick with you rolling after the worst week in the history of offense to then pick the Bears again? You're really a glutton for punishment, aren't you? This is a tough game because I really don't know what to think of the Dolphins. Last year everything seemed to be trending in the right way, 11-5, but they just haven't been able to put it together this year. And the Colts haven't been very good either. It's in Miami. I think I think I'm gonna roll with you. Colts on the road.
All right, Browns are at the Vikings. Another good matchup. Another pick'em type game. The Browns are 2-point road favorites, and I saw this one early in the week. By the way, I like the Vikings to bounce back last week. I'm kind of worried now because Kirk Cousins and the Vikings like to live life on a roller coaster and go up and down. But I'm going to say they win 2 in a row here. I'm going to take the Vikings at home over the Browns, Tony.
Yeah, me too. I know that sounds strange, but,
you're kind of a Vikings, I don't want to say believer, but you think that they're a decent, at least a half decent team.
Yeah, they've, I like their coach a lot. I think that, they seem to come out and play every week in some capacity where it's not just a complete disaster. But Kirk Cousins, the gunslinger type, this is the time of year Kirk Cousins does well.
Early in the season before it gets too late and important? Is that what you're saying?
Before it matters, yeah. And then I also don't trust Baker Mayfield just yet in a shootout. So, is that if they get running the ball well and they get ahead and they can let that defensive front go after Kirk Cousins, then that's going to put them in a position to win. But if this game kind of gets like that Arizona Cardinals game, I don't know if Baker can handle that type of...
Yeah, they are a play from ahead team.
Yeah, so I'm going to roll with you on the Vikings. I think they're kind of like one of these teams that's a little bit better than we expected this year.
All right, Glenn, we are fading the Browns and taking the Vikings. How about yourself?
I am not. All right, because I think this is the week that the Vikings have a stinker.
Yeah, up and down.
Yeah, I think this is a bad Kirk Cousins week.
All right, are y'all ready for a dumb pick? I'll take that as a yes. Giants on the road in New Orleans. I'm taking
that is degeneracy. That is Degeneration X.
I love the Giants plus the points. They're bad, but they're not bottom of the barrel bad.
What's the spread?
It's like 7.5.
Man, give me the Saints.
Giants money line. Give me the Giants. Tony takes the Saints. Glenn, you take the Saints.
I can't get with. I mean,
have fun with Jameis throwing.
I know, but they're at home.
Yeah,
and I think they're different at home.
I don't know that sight lines in the dome. Jameis's eyes,
I got him fixed.
That's what they say.
I think he's got better vision than Daniel Jones, probably.
You're probably right about that. All right.
To take 2 penicillin shots this year already because of being burnt by the Giants.
The only bet I'm doing in this game is over 6.5 turnovers between the two teams.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now that is awesome.
Titans at Jets. Now, before you make the pick, it should be known A.J. Brown and Julio Jones out, which stinks for the Titans, but...
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm still taking the Titans on the road. Derrick Henry, monster game.
Yeah, I mean, why? I mean, we can't take the Jets until they win one, and it was like a bazillion years since that time.
Glenn, Titans.
Same.
Chiefs and Eagles. I am so sick of the freaking Chiefs. But
I kind of want to take the Eagles here.
I'm taking the Chiefs to win the game, but God, these turnovers, they almost really are like they're just playing around because it's the regular season.
I kind of feel like they have a mess around and find out weekend, maybe.
I mean,
not where they get blown out,
but two of them.
But where they lose.
They
have lost. I know.
They keep fumbling. Mahomes is doing behind the back interceptions. They're making a mockery of the game of football. I'm taking the Chiefs on the road, Tony.
Give me the Chiefs easily here.
Glenn.
Look, they're upset after losing to the
So am I.
But you ain't out on the field.
Glenn.
I guess give me the Chiefs.
All right. My daughter's wondering why Christmas is light this year. It's because the Chiefs keep losing. Cardinals at the Rams. Oh, great ball game, Tony. How much do you believe in the Cardinals? Enough to pick them against the Rams?
Nope.
Okay.
You know what? I made a mistake last week of thinking that Tampa, with their experience, would go on the road and just take care of business, and Tom Brady find a way to pull it out at the end. It was not the case. The Rams right now, I think I said a team that wasn't the Chiefs and the Bucks in the Super Bowl. Remember we did this when we did our picks. The Rams, man, I'm rolling with them from now on.
We didn't have a lot of standalone games last week. Tony took the Bucks. Tony got, I don't want to say lucky, but good call. You were on an island with the Raiders. My standalone was the Vikings, and then I would have had the winning week, but Aaron Rodgers got the ball and beat the 49ers at the end. All right, so you're going Rams. Glenn, Cardinals, Rams.
What if the Cardinals got it done on the road?
I mean,
yeah.
The Rams are riding high right now. They're could be due for a fall.
You're due for a loss after.
I'm taking the Rams.
I don't know. I like the Cardinals.
Okay. I'm going road team in the other NFC West matchup. Give me the Seahawks on the road at the 49ers. Seahawks got caught up in the Minnesota roller coaster last week. I think they're on their own roller coaster ride, and they bounced back with a win at San Francisco. I think they're better than the 49ers. I might be wrong. They'll prove it on the field Sunday. Give me Seattle on the road.
I'm with you here.
All right.
Is that they've got to refocus too, much like the Chiefs. Give me Russell Wilson against the quarterbackless team.
Glenn?
Same.
Ravens at Broncos. You know who else likes to mess around and find out, but they haven't found out? Lamar Jackson loves to mix in his amazing plays with bad interceptions and fumbles. I still don't believe in the Broncos, but Teddy Bridgewater.
They're feisty, man.
I know that one year in Carolina, like Chandler and Tony really got in my brain, and I guess Teddy's performance. But his record against the spread is unbelievable as a starting quarterback. Unbelievable. Like Bill Walton. I'm taking the Broncos at home to beat the Ravens on Sunday. Glenn?
Ravens.
Okay, Tony?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going Ravens, man. The Broncos ain't played anybody yet.
You'll never pick Teddy Bridgewater.
Not yet. If they beat the Ravens, actually I think they're running into the stronger end of their schedule. They had a real start.
Oh yeah, they played zero. They played nobody.
Are the Ravens good or bad?
I know that. I know, and Lamar is Superman and kind of bails them out, and also puts them in bad spots. So they're fun to watch, but I don't know if they're good or bad. I mean, they needed a 66-yard field goal to beat the Lions last week. So,
what are you thinking about Tim Patrick in this matchup here? I picked him up on the waiver wire. I thought that was a good pickup.
Yeah, so Judy's out, and they lost Handler, right? So they're down to Cortland Sutton and Patrick, and that's about it. So
Noah Fant.
Yeah, I mean, they got the tight end, and they got Javonte Williams is probably going to start to eat into most of Melvin Gordon's carries. So they got some players on that side of the ball, but as far as passing options go, I don't hate Patrick, Tony.
Yep.
All right, Steelers and Packers. You want to talk about two old quarterbacks and going in different directions. Give me Rodgers and the Packers over Big Ben and the Steelers.
Without a doubt.
Good grief.
Give me the cheese hat. Did you see that picture? Did you see that clip of Roethlisberger trying to throw on the run?
Yes, Tony, and I didn't know whether to feel bad or laugh.
I didn't either, man. I did watch it more than once, though.
I mean, I respect my elders, and I think Ben Roethlisberger's probably younger than me, but he looks 22 years older than me.
He looks Drew Bledsoe-esque.
Just like can barely, like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. When he moves, it kind of squeaks. Like he needs some oil. He needs oil can him up.
Like he's one of those dudes that like breaks their arm just checking their mail.
What happened to Grandpa? He had an accident going to the box today. Bucks at Patriots. I will take Tom Brady to light up the Pats on the road.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a bloodbath, man. Give me Tom Brady. Well, what about how about this is that we all thought the Bucks defense was so good. You know they're worse in passing defense in the whole league.
Yeah, that's because they ran into Matt Stafford, baby.
Yeah,
and also teams have to throw a lot against them.
And that,
they're down.
Yeah, like the Falcons, Ryan and them came back, but Ryan also threw 2 pick sixes because they had to keep throwing.
They had to keep chucking it.
Yeah,
keep up.
Glenn, you taking the Bucks?
Yeah.
I will say this. I heard a guest on a radio show, and by the way, radio host, make sure you say who's on the air with you, which reminds me, I'm talking to Tony Dunn, Glenn Griffin, Shirley Rhodes here, and I don't know who the guest was on this radio program, but he did say, it is interesting, Bill Belichick gets to game plan for Tom Brady, like defensively. I don't know. It kind of made me think, wow, could he cook something up? The answer is no.
Brady's went against his defense every day in practice for 20 years.
That is true as well. Just a
like
little.
That chess match is
it made me think for one split second, should I take the Patriots? No, I'm not. I'm taking the Bucks.
I have the Patriots defense in fantasy. I sat them this week.
It is at what point? How much more success does Tom Brady need to have, and how many more years of struggle does the Patriots need to have before we start asking about Bill Belichick's legacy?
Yeah, I mean that's going to take maybe 5 straight years of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Belichick's still one of the greatest, if not the greatest coach of all time.
Okay.
Brady didn't coach the defense.
I mean, that's a fair question, Tony, but what do you think?
I'm starting to wonder. Well, I'm just starting to wonder this, is that if really the genius just comes down to him on the defense, and that everything else turns out to be like, who cares who the offensive coordinator was? It's just having Tom Brady, made the difference. But at the same time, it feels like, too, is that, like, man, having a good, competent quarterback makes your job easier when you're on defense, because you don't, they're not in so many situations where they're just getting blasted all the time. So it's I think Tom Brady is petty or is, I don't know what he is enough, but I think he's ready, motivated enough to beat Bill Belichick. And I also think that Bill Belichick's ego is super big, or big enough that he doesn't want to lose either. He doesn't want to roll over and die. So it's going to be an interesting day.
It's Vince McMahon versus Steve Austin.
I mean, I'm pulling for the Patriots to pick off Brady early in the game. The crowd gets into it because they're going to cheer him when he breaks the record. They'll probably cheer him pregame, but in game they're going to root for their team. I hope it's a close game because it could be a tremendous atmosphere. It's a once in a lifetime kind of deal where you get this matchup. So I hope it is a decent game, but I see the Bucks rolling them. So
yeah, me too.
Monday Night Football, love this matchup. Raiders at Chargers. I said before the season the Raiders finished second in the AFC West. Maybe I should have said first, Tony. The Chargers are just going to play close games for our entire lives. Doesn't matter who the coach is, who the quarterback is. They're just going to play field goal games forever.
Forever in the 4 o'clock window, trying to close out a win.
Yeah,
forever.
I'm taking the Chargers at home to finally give the Raiders a loss this year.
Me too, man. I just can't believe in the Raiders. I picked up their defense last week. I thought it was just going to be a perfect matchup, and they didn't do anything. Yeah, they continue to put up points, but it's just a roller coaster. I feel like it's a lot like Baltimore. I mean, if you think about that, we went back to that Baltimore Raiders game. It's like no one wanted to win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm not a believer in the Raiders. In fact, I think that if we've done a segment on our show where NFL power rankings and teams that are ranked ahead of the Panthers, I think we should be ahead of. San Francisco's one, the Raiders are another, and Denver's another.
Glenn, who you got?
Go Chargers.
Go Chargers. All right, the picks are in. Tony, good luck. Got your post-game show coming up after the Cowboys and Panthers on Sunday. You can find that on YouTube, C3 Podcast, every Tuesday. And Tony will reconvene with you coming up next Friday.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
C3 Podcast, Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com. We will take a time out, come back when we return. HV3 update, Ryder Cup recap, and more with Greeny, Mark Greenheld from the Golf Shop Radio Show. We're back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Tired and sluggish? Down in the dumps? Or just have the blahs? Maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness on East 10th Street in Greenville offers IV hydration that can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, even fix a hangover. Locally owned and operated, the team at Revive Health and Wellness are experienced and licensed registered nurses that will assist you in preparing for your IV session. Call or text today with questions or to set an appointment with Revive Health and Wellness. 252-350-1805. That's 252-350-1805.
Well, the secret is out. CD's Grill has the best breakfast in Greenville. Start your day with a made-to-order breakfast Monday through Saturday at CD's Grill. Plus, you can enjoy lunch Monday through Friday. And their lunch specials are always a huge hit. Monday, it's barbecue chicken. Tuesday, pork tenderloin and gravy. Wednesday, chicken and pastry. Thursday, barbecue pork chops. And Friday, it's spaghetti. CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville, near Evans Street. Stop by CD's Grill for the best country cooking around. The UPS store in Winterville is now open on Fire Tower Road, across from Marabella Pizza and beside Subway. Trust the UPS store in Winterville with pack and ship guarantee and same-day printing. When it comes to shipping, the UPS store in Winterville has everything you need in one place. The boxes, the packing material, and all the assistance along with on-site notary, passport photos, and business and printing service and freight. The UPS store, now open in Winterville 7 days a week. The UPS store in Winterville is your premier location. Go Pirates!
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, Office Coordinator for ECU Football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. When your AC or heating needs repair or replacing, call on the reliable service professionals of Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go to delcorinc.com or give them a call at 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals in Greenville. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a busy Friday show. Coming up, next segment, we'll talk to former Pirate and a member of the Cubs organization, Jake Washer. He'll join us here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Got that on the way. Morgan Ehlers joins us at 5 o'clock, Brian North at 5:20, and planning to hook up with Matt Thomas from Parmalee coming up in the 5 o'clock hour as they will play the halftime show at Dottie Ficklin Stadium coming up Saturday when the Pirates take on Tulane. We'll talk a little football now and some golf with Mark Greenhelch from the Golf Shop Radio Show. You can hear it 8 to 10 a.m. on Pirate Radio on Saturdays. Greeny, how you doing today, man?
Doing well, Clip. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. A good Thursday for Pirate Nation as we were following Harold Varner III at the Sanderson Farms Championship in Jackson, Mississippi. HV3, 7 under, one shot behind the leader. Today goes just 1 under par, finishes now at -8 for the tournament, and he is looking up at the leader, Will Zalatoris, Greeny, who goes 11 under par. Shot a 61 today in round 2. Zalatoris lighting the course up, having a big one today.
Yeah, I'm going to start calling him Will the Thrill. He's finally an official member of the PGA Tour, so he gets all the points that goes along with that, because he would have made the playoffs based on what he did last year, but he did not have. He was not earning points because he was not an official member of the tour. So we'll see what he can do this year. Already off to a good start in this first event. Like you said, shooting 61 today. Great score. We actually talked last week to the head golf professional down there at Country Club of Jackson, and he thought it was going to play a little tougher than it did last year. Nobody shot 61 last year, so we'll lighten it up today.
Greeny, Mark Greenhelch, keeping us up to date on what's going on currently on the PGA Tour. Coming off a Ryder Cup blowout, Greeny, did you see that coming? I mean, you might have saw USA winning. Did you think it would be by that much of a margin last week?
No, and what I've been talking about this week is I really feel like that Steve Stricker and the vice captains did an excellent job, and a little different job than we've seen in the past. We've always heard how the Europeans are such a great team, and they all get along together, and that they have this concept of team first, individual second, and I think we've spent too much time on the American side trying to mimic that. With our pod system that Paul Azinger won once with, and trying to get these guys to all come together. And it looks like what we did this time around with Steve Stricker is, Stricker was on record saying, hey, I'm not a big event person. And I think he built a team of individuals. He let guys prepare the way that they wanted to prepare individually, if they wanted to. He let guys, if they wanted to hang out together, they got to hang out together. If they didn't want to hang out together, they didn't. I mean, we heard Bryson DeChambeau was hitting balls on the range with the lights on. Well, people are normally having dinner. So it really sounds like that finally maybe we've discovered that our methodology should be let our guys do what they normally do every week, because when we do, they're the best players in the world. When we try and make them something that they're not, we get beat by the Europeans. So we'll see if something like that holds true going forward.
Greeny, coming off that Ryder Cup win, when do we start to see some of those big names and the best players in the world, best players in the United States, get back playing tournaments on the PGA Tour? It looks like they're in Vegas the next couple of weeks, going maybe overseas after that. So when do we start to see some of those big names sprinkle back into the PGA Tour?
You'll probably see some, maybe a few in Vegas. Probably in the second one in Vegas, the CJ Cup. That's more of like an invitational type event, so you'll get to see some of the top players there. Then obviously the Zozo goes back over to Japan. That's the one that Tiger won a few years back. And then, so you'll see a smattering of them then. But other than that, it's hard to say. You know, most of these guys are kind of worn out. You won't really get a field that's super strong probably until the Century Tournament of Champions, which is the first event of the new year. So, yeah, we're not going to see one of those, like a Wells Fargo type field or something like that anytime soon.
Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Mark, what's the mood in Clemson now that your playoff aspirations, your championship aspirations are shot after a second loss, but you still have a chance to win the ACC, go to a big bowl game? Can fans even get excited about the thought of that after all the success Dabo and Clemson's had over the years?
We've got to see progress. I mean, unfortunately, I've been to the loss against Georgia. I was in Raleigh last week, and it's not good. And it's a combination of things. The poor defense is playing their hearts out, and they're on the field so long now. We've lost a couple of key starters there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if the defense can continue to hold on while the offense struggles. I heard the Boston College coach say that, Clemson's just a couple of plays away from being really good. Well, I kind of disagree with that. I think we've got to find an identity, and you have a quarterback that seems hesitant to throw the football. You got an offensive line that's a little bit younger, so it's not going to give him a tremendous amount of time. So if he's not able to get rid of the ball quickly and not read and react or pick somebody and throw it to, then you're going to struggle. And when you're struggling, and they know that that's happening, you got these defenses that are pinning back the ears and coming after a quarterback, and that's not really a recipe for success in the running game either. So I think they've got to figure out a way to make DJ a little more successful, give him some quick passes, figure out the ways to get the ball in the hands of some of the playmakers, and see if those playmakers can do something. Because as far as I'm concerned, when they've got the ball, when they've got it in space, they haven't done anything with it, but most of the time they're not getting it in space. So there's some big issues on the offensive side of the ball, and it remains to be seen if it's going to be a continuing problem or if it's just youth.
Greeny, could be a really historic weekend for top 10 upsets if things go a certain way. And starting tonight, number 5, Iowa, is on the road against Maryland. Iowa just a 3-point favorite. You got 2 top 10 teams, Arkansas, Georgia, facing off. You got Cincinnati, Notre Dame, both in the top 10. Ole Miss, of course, at Alabama, trying to pull an upset. Stanford hosts number 3, Oregon. Oklahoma, number 6, on the road against Kansas State. It's already been a wild year with Clemson with multiple losses, Ohio State with a loss, and could get even wilder on Saturday.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, when you start looking at it, at least the last 4 or 5 years, we've looked at Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, Oklahoma. Notre Dame's been in the conversation. Texas A&M's been in the conversation. We've had 5 or 6 teams. Georgia's been there. Florida maybe has had a chance. But now you look at, like you just said, Iowa. Iowa's 4-0. They're the number 5 ranked team in the country. Usually the number 5 ranked team in the country playing an unranked team, doesn't matter if it's on the road or at home, they're favored by like 15 or 20 points.
Yeah.
Iowa's favored by 3. I mean, it's not a good sign. You got number 3 Oregon, undefeated, playing on the road against a 2-2 Stanford team, and they're favored by 8. I mean, that should be like a 25-point spread we've seen the last couple of years. So, the question is it a combination of things? Is it the transfer portal is catching up with some of these top teams? I know for a fact, like the leading rusher at Wisconsin is a former Clemson running back. There's 2 or 3 former Clemson quarterbacks that were on the roster that are starting for other teams right now. Is that impacting, the top heavy that we've seen? Is it the NIL deals? Do some of these big-time players now have some money and they're not paying as much attention to working hard as they have in the past? So, it may be a combination of those things.
Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show. Going to be talking some golf and maybe some football coming up on Saturday. Greeny, what you got planned for tomorrow?
Oh, as always, we got our man Bill Bender from the Sporting News. Well, speaking of Ryder Cup, we're going to talk to one of the European vice captains, Robert Carlson, and kind of find out what it was like as they were not winning any of the sessions throughout the Ryder Cup. And then we're going to talk to a golf ball manufacturer, Brett Blakely. The Encore golf ball is making a little bit of run lately, so we'll see if they can continue and what they've got coming up. And we'll talk everything golf and all the other sports.
Greeny, we'll talk to you next Friday. Have a great show on Saturday, man.
Thanks, Clip. You have a good one, too.
Thank you. There is Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show joining us. You can hear it 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Saturdays on Pirate Radio. We'll take a time out. When we return, former Pirate Jake Washer will join us inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll talk about his season as a professional baseball player. As I said earlier, indirectly incited a brawl. We'll talk about that. He pitched a couple of times, went to Wrigley, had an interesting season. We'll talk about it with the former Pirate catcher when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
It's the American Athletic Conference opener for the Pirates as Tulane comes a-calling for homecoming. Tickets start as low as $35. It's the Pirates and the Green Wave in a 3:30 kickoff. It's time to get rowdy and dowdy. East Carolina and Tulane to kick off the American Athletic Conference schedule.
You can paint this one purple.
Tommy's Express Car Wash is the car wash Greenville is talking about. At the corner of Red Banks Road and Greenville Boulevard, this state-of-the-art wash will keep your car looking great. And now Tommy's has just launched its new 2.0 Tommy's Express app. And anyone who downloads the app now will receive 30 free days of washing with their top-of-the-line wash, the Works Wash. Download the Tommy's Express app now by going to your app store or visit them on location, open 7 days a week at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week. Plus, the Buck has live music every night, along with football. The Buck has a brand new 15-foot 4K screen, the only one in Greenville, and over 18 big screens with all your college and pro action. Sunday Fun Day will also be stocked with the biggest Bloody Mary and Mimosa bar, along with the NFL Sunday Ticket and food trucks out back. Check out the Buccaneer Music Hall. Open every day, noon until 2 a.m., with live music every night, and now football and food trucks during the day.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
Do you suffer from allergies, asthma, or any other sinus problems? Perhaps professional cleaning of your air ducts could help. Family owned and operated in Winterville for over 22 years, Carolina Quality Air was the first certified duct cleaning company in Eastern North Carolina. From residential to commercial, they can handle any size job, big or small, including our studios here at Pirate Radio. Carolina Quality Air uses a sanitizer that kills mold in your ductwork and over 100 viruses, including the coronavirus. Visit them online at CarolinaQualityAir.com.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with RentAFishTank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. RentAFishTank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. RentAFishTank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at RentAFishTank.com.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach.
For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville, and now available through DoorDash, featuring a half-gallon of the famous margarita mix to go for only $9.99. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Jersey Mike's is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Order in the store, or you can order online through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Baron.
All right, back with you on a Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll talk to the voice of Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, Morgan Ehlers. At 5:20, we'll go over the football slate with Brian North. And later on in hour number 3, planning to hook up with Matt Thomas of Parmalee, as they will be at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium playing the halftime show on Saturday. Right now, joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios, former East Carolina catcher, now a member of the Chicago Cubs organization, Jake Washer is here. Jake, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you, and thanks for dropping by the Pirate Radio studios, coming off a long, grueling minor league season. So, Jake, overall, how'd your year go in minor league baseball for the Cubs organization?
As far as my health, it went well. Was able to stay healthy the whole year. Didn't get as much playing time as I wanted, but overall, I thought it was a pretty successful year.
You had a lot of, I don't know if viral is the word, but we follow all the minor leaguers in the ECU that are former Pirates, and you came up quite a bit for multiple reasons, and one of those was you were pitching.
Yeah.
Now, what had to transpire in that game to get you on the pitcher's mound instead of behind the plate?
So each game we're slated the amount of pitchers that are going to throw that day. So if we're getting blown out or if it's a close game going into extra innings, we only have a certain amount of guys able to throw. So once those guys are all burnt, then we have to resort to a position player throwing. And funny enough, my high A debut was on the mound. My double A debut was on the mound.
I mean, we're talking record book stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be one of the only catchers to throw in debuts multiple times. So, like, did you talk about it with the coach before the game? Or are they like, hey, Wash, go warm up? Like,
I was in the bullpen, so I was just warming the guys up.
As a catcher, a bullpen catcher, yeah.
Right, and then one of the coaches came down, asked, hey, have you ever pitched before? It's like, not since I was like maybe 12 years old. So he's like, well, we need you to throw. So I was like, all right. So wasn't throwing hard, just trying to throw strikes over the plate, and it ended up working well.
Yeah, I know your first performance, you got out of it easy, clean, right? How about your second performance?
3 up, 3 down. Second one, not so much.
Okay.
But
right.
we were in Montgomery, Alabama, and we're playing a doubleheader. One was a makeup from a home game. So we were a home team, went into the top of the 6th with an out. Walked a guy and then got 2 consecutive out. Went back out for the top of the 7th.
Oh, man.
And gave up my first hit, line drive to center, bloop over short and third. Walked the third guy, bases loaded. Next guy comes in, just yanking things foul, yanking. I'm trying to, like, feed it away for him to put it in play, and he hit a grand slam.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you threw 2 clean innings. Mm-hmm. And they sent you out for that that third one, and that one bit you.
Yeah, it did. Strikeout after that one, though.
There you go. Come back strong. Jake Washer joining us. Jake, I don't know how much you enjoy talking about this. I loved asking your former teammates about it every time they came on, but I'm not going to say you incited. I'm calling it indirectly inciting a brawl. You were right there in the middle of it. Tell us what happened on that evening.
Right. So beforehand, both teams were chirping at each other. It was pretty hostile to begin with, and a guy came up, was being dramatic, had a ball near his head. It wasn't at his head. fell down, was being all dramatic, got back in, struck him out, threw it around the horn, and he just continued to stand in the box. And our pitcher had told him, hey, get back in the dugout. Started yelling at him. I said, don't talk to my pitcher, get back in the dugout. I didn't expect him to push me, but then he pushed me over, and by the time that I ran back at him, their whole team was there and swarmed me, so didn't really have a chance to do much after that.
Is it like is it just kind of a shoving match? I mean, are there punches thrown? What's the brawl etiquette on the field there?
That one was, as far as brawls go, the best brawl I've seen or been a part of. But yeah, my teammates got their licks in for sure.
Talking to Jake Washer, who joins us. You played most of the year with South Bend. You went up to AA briefly, and then went back to High A. So, what was that transformation like for you?
It was a good experience. It was a true promotion from where I was. Went in, I pitched, and then I ended up catching a game. And that was on the road in Montgomery, and I wasn't used to the southern heat anymore, but it was hot.
You felt that?
Yeah. Bus ride back to Knoxville, Tennessee. We get back at like 1:30. Told there was some injuries in low A with a catcher. High A catcher went down, and I followed. Went back to High A. So it was short-lived.
Yeah. So what is that? The Smokies? Is that the team name? I love minor league hats. If you ever get your hands on a couple extra, let me know.
I heard you like the cursed goats.
Yes.
Maldichos, Calbrichos. And if I had another one, I'd give you one. But
I couldn't even find one online. They must be pretty rare. So maybe they'll make a fresh batch of those. Those look pretty good.
Yeah, those are cool.
Talking to Jake Washer here in the Pirate Radio studios. Jake, you mentioned bus rides. I guess you have a lot of those. Well, what's the lifestyle like after going a full season here of a minor league baseball player? The meals, the hotels, what are the pros and cons of it?
Different places have their ups and downs. Where we were, South Bend, we had a great park, great facilities. When we traveled, some places were older, some places had up-to-date facilities, but it's just wherever you go, really, they change.
Now, I understand you did have the Treated Like a King experience for at least a day or two, right? Yeah. When you got to go to Wrigley. Tell us about that experience and why you were, what you were doing there at Wrigley Field.
Right. So, completely random. My manager told me, hey, you're going to go take live at-bats in Wrigley. After our series, had a personal driver pick me up from Appleton, Wisconsin, straight to Chicago, stayed the night in one of the hotels there. That morning, went in, had a COVID test, was shown around, ate at the cafeteria. They gave us a locker in the locker room. We were there before everyone, but got to hit in the cage. I caught Rowan Wick. He threw 25 pitches on the mound because he was rehabbing. He actually was rehabbing in South Bend when we were there. So I caught him and then got to take 3 at-bats off Arrieta.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Jake Arrieta, former Cy Young winner.
Yeah.
You're taking hacks to the Ivy. Did you hit one over the bricks? Or?
No, but I did barrel one pretty good. And with that empty stadium, it echoed pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
And I saw some pictures and video of that, and Wrigley's like such a classic, old-style looking ballpark, but the facility in there is like top of the line, brand new. Like, it looked awesome.
Yeah,
really cool.
It's all new, all perfect. It was really cool.
So you got a little taste of the dream there, right? So
yeah, showed me it was all worth it.
No doubt.
All the things I have to go through.
So what's next for you, Jake, as far as your baseball life? What's next on your baseball calendar?
Well, right now, just kind of recover, lay low, relax a little bit before I get back at it. I'm living at home, working a job, figuring it out there until I get back in the weight room and in the cages and keep working.
And then I guess the spring training, you'll have to go down to Florida, or where do you guys go?
Arizona. Mesa, Arizona, yeah. And spring training starts end of February.
Jake Washer joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Jake, how much were you, with what you were doing, able to keep up with East Carolina? Another great season, another super regional appearance for the Pirates. How much did you keep up with Cliff and the guys?
I kept up with them a lot, and especially because I still had my teammates on the team to watch, so I was rooting for them every step of the way. It was a lot of fun to watch.
What when you think about you got hot at the end of one. You led the team in home runs. What year? The years kind of run together.
19, my last.
Yeah, you got like red hot there at the end of the year, and then. But what do you remember most kind of about your career? What stands out to you about your playing days at ECU?
My favorite moment, I would say, would be last game against Campbell when me and Cooch Manor got pulled out. Got a standing ovation walking off the field. That sticks with me every day. So.
You were part of some cool dog piles too. Yeah. So some great stuff, and Cliff just keeps it rolling, right? Like we always talk to him. I remember, like, well, who's going to replace Travis Watkins? We'll never find another good catcher. And then Washer comes, and Cadell, and that's what Cliff does, keeps it rolling. And and another thing too, I hate to bring basketball into it, but I want ECU basketball to succeed so much. But it feels like it's a different team every year and not a program. Right. With ECU baseball, you guys really seem like a family. Like even guys you didn't play with are around. You'll after your playing days probably be around, and that, I think that makes it really cool. And that is one reason it's so successful, right?
Right, and we're always welcome back there. I always feel like it's cool to walk up in, say hey to coach, watch the inter squads, and do whatever. So.
Jake, you going to the football game tomorrow?
I don't think I'm going in it. I don't have any tickets, but I'll definitely be tailgating.
All right, there you go. That's the true life of a Pirate right there.
Oh, yeah.
Get the tailgating in, and hopefully it was cool to see you and Pack and Volva out there at the tailgate last week. So you said a lot of your teammates are coming in this week?
Yep, I know Chris Holba, Sam Lanier, Wiley Jackson, he was one of our managers. Zach Barnes.
He's very active on Twitter.
Yeah, and yes, he is. He's very funny. And Volv is here, so
good deal.
We'll all be together.
Good stuff. Well, Jake, you're always welcome here. If you want to pop in, just let us know. We'll talk some baseball with you. Are you following? So the Cubs obviously out of it. I'm a Braves fan. They clinched last night. Are you following Major League Baseball? The playoffs coming up next week.
Yeah, the AL wild card's something to watch right now.
Yeah,
you got the Blue Jays hat on. I guess that's who you're pulling for.
I play with them in the show, and so I started watching their game. I just love their young talent they have on the team. They're fun to watch. Kind of rooting for Igo's Mariners since they haven't been. What year were you born, Jake?
96.
Okay, you have so they hadn't made the playoffs since 2001. It's like the longest drought in pro sports. Would love to see them get in. Really, just tired of the Yankees and Red Sox, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So if it could be Blue Jays, Mariners, that'd be awesome. But keeping up with that, playoff starting next week. Jake, thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, there is Jake Washer. Well, Shirley Rhodes does a great job of keeping up with all the former Pirates. So we'll be following his career once they get back going next season. We'll take a timeout, come back. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Sorry, Jake, that is a giveaway. That is not for us.
You have me salivating.
We will be giving away a 15-pack of Bud Light and a large 2-topping pizza from Domino's coming up in Hour 3. We're back with more on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Why do I run? Is it because I'm driven? Because I love the challenge? God, no. I do it for the beer. If you're the kind of runner who does it for the beer, this summer you can get one on us with the Michelob Ultra Beer Run. Grab your run buddies and get out there because this summer there's beer at the finish line. Sign up at ultrabeerrun.com and trade your miles for beer.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
When a storm hits, you can count on Greenville Utilities. They put their emergency storm plan into action to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. If you experience an outage, call them toll-free at 1-855-767-2482. The automated hotline can handle a large number of calls at once, virtually eliminating busy signals, so help can be on the way as fast as possible. Remember, GUC's emergency hotline number is 1-855-767-2482.
Discount mattress and furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Everything must go up to 75% off. Air conditioners, $199. Refrigerators, $199. Dryers, $199. Queen mattresses, $199. ECU purple chairs, $99. Everything must go up to 75% off. Discount mattress and furniture, Body Railroad Track, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Winning is not everything, it's the only thing.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak and our seafood delight pasta. The Rick House is open for lunch daily from 11 to 2, Monday through Friday. Take a break from your workday with lunch at the Rick House. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. I feel like it's like Super Bowl week. We're on Radio Row. We have all these guests coming in and out. Great to catch up with Jake Washer, former Pirate. Now,
there's a concert at the game tomorrow, Clip. So, as I had said earlier, it is Super Bowl-ish.
East Carolina 1-1 in Super Bowls. Billy Weaver claimed it was Appalachian State Super Bowl against ECU. We lost that one. Mike Houston said this Charleston Southern Super Bowl was last week. We won that one.
Now we're acting like this one is a Super Bowl.
Let's see if we can get to 2-1.
There's a concert downtown. There's a concert or a party of sorts for the free boot.
I gotta say, after 2020 and part of 2021, it's great to have all this.
It's good to see all this back. Yeah, it's nice to see life
and fans back, and hopefully a great crowd coming up tomorrow at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Who will be saying first down, or who will be saying Pirates after Morgan Ayler says first down at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. And Morgan Ayler joins us now on the Fixed NC Live line. Morgan, happy Friday. How you doing, man?
I am doing fantastic, Cliff. Yourself?
Doing all right. It is great to have you back on the show, Morgan. Hey, we'll start with something I did good. I gave you some good fantasy football advice last week. You got any questions for me this week?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's get it right out of the gate here.
Brady or Josh Allen?
Oh, we're going to go right back to it. Well, Glenn's going to say Allen every week. Let's see. Brady against the Patriots, though?
I think Brady's going to go for like 75 points in fantasy football this week.
You know what, Morgan? Let's go Tom Brady against his old team this week.
I kind of think that's a good pick, and I had Gronk, but now they're listing him as questionable, so I'm going to have to go with my boy from Baltimore tonight, or this weekend.
Mark Andrews?
Yes, sir.
Not a bad backup or a starter in this case. Morgan Ayler's joining us. Morgan, a win's a win, but that was an ugly one last week. Pirates get by and knock off Charleston Southern. And it was interesting talking to the players. Holton said it, Xavier Smith, Rajay Harris, that maybe not everybody kind of bought in last week and gave it 100% and took it 100% seriously at practice. And kudos to them for kind of coming out and saying that. It kind of stinks looking back at it that they would take an opponent lightly. It sounds like some of the guys did that. I don't think it'll happen again. I guess it's nice to have a wake-up call, a slap in the face after a victory, Morgan, instead of a loss, though, right?
Well, in the past, 5 or 6 years, how many times have we walked away going like, I can't believe we lost to them? But I think if you go back and you go back last week, if you would ask North Carolina, would they take a 3-point win over Georgia Tech? The answer would be yes. If you would have asked Minnesota, would they take a 3-point win over Miami of Ohio? I'm sure they would have said yes, too. Even last night, Virginia walks out of there, I think, with a 2-point win against Miami. And if you ask Bronco Mendenhall, would he take that 2-point win? The answer is going to be yes. So you take it, you move on, and it might not have been a pretty win. It might not have been a stop win, but you got to learn how to win first, and I think that was a big win, maybe in the grand scheme of things for the Pirates.
Morgan, don't want to overstate how big this game is, but I do think it's crucial. I think it's crucial for this year. I think it's big for Mike Houston to, in year 3, beat this team that you're somewhat equal to. You've actually been behind Tulane. They've won 3 in a row, but a team where they've been kind of middle of the pack, upper middle of the American, and that's where ECU wants to get to. I just think this is a crucial game Saturday at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, and one that the Pirates need to win if they want to get to their goals in 2021, which is going back to a bowl game.
I completely agree with you. I think it's a huge game for the Pirates. And I think it's one of these games that you've got to go out and you got to start early, offensively and defensively, and really, try to dictate the game to Tulane.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a game that's going to be a slow ground and pound game. I think if we get in that kind of game, I don't like our chances. I do like our chances if we go, and you and I have talked about it, going up tempo, spreading it out, creating the run game through the pass game, but those are decisions that you and I don't make, and the people making a whole lot more money above our pay grade makes those decisions, so we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. We'll be with you 11:30 on the Bud Light pregame tailgate and after the game on the U.S. Cellular 5th quarter call-in show. Morgan Ayler's joining us. Morgan, Panthers and Cowboys. Panthers are undefeated. Cowboys are riding high on offense. Do you give the Panthers a fighting chance on the road on Sunday?
I'm going to tell you, that's going to be a tough matchup because the fact that the Panthers are missing Christian McCaffrey. I think that's a huge blow to the Panthers. I was going to say the Pirates. Wish we had Christian McCaffrey. But Dallas, watching them the other day, it's impressive right now to watch Dak Prescott play football. I think last year maybe he realized how close he came to not playing football at a high level again, and he worked hard. He's on the show Hard Knocks. If you get a chance to watch that, it's really good. And how hard he worked. But he's like in control right now where I can't remember watching him play like this. And right now he's throwing in, the guys are doing it. It's going to be an interesting matchup. The Carolina Panther defense, one of the best in the league as of now, against a very good and strong Cowboys offense.
The last thing I want to do is give the Cowboys compliments, but after watching what Dak did the first 2 weeks and what Zeke did week 3, it's pretty scary when they got things clicking on offense, and the Panthers will run up against that.
It is. What they need to do, Dak needs to throw it to Amari Cooper at least 20 times, especially down in the red zone. He needs to throw the ball to Amari Cooper this week. I think if he does that, they've got a good shot at winning, and so do I.
Morgan must be in a high-stakes fantasy league this year. He talks about it a lot.
Yeah, with my boys. So that's.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you got to beat those dudes. Yeah, good luck to you. All right, Morgan, high school huddle, 6:00. What games you keeping an eye on tonight across the high school slate?
One of the big games going on tonight is going to be Farmville Central and Washington. It's homecoming for Washington, and should be a good matchup. Farmville Central's a lot better under Ron Cook, and Washington's coming off that disappointing loss last week to West Craven. And I think that Perry Owens is going to have his team ready. I think that Ron Cook's going to have the Jaguars ready. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Rose is playing Jacksonville Northside. I think that might be a coaster. Not looking forward. If you're South Central, you got to go down there and play them. But I think New Bern's going to be kind of ticked off after their loss last week to Jacksonville. And then D.H. Conley's going to go down in our Pirate Radio Game of the Week, taking on Havelock. Havelock, again, not quite where they used to be, but they're still very formidable. And that's going to be an interesting matchup between the Vikings and the Rams.
Big night tonight in high school football. Morgan Ehlers will have you covered at 6 o'clock on the High School Huddle right here on Pirate Radio. Morgan, appreciate you joining us today, man, and we'll hear from you coming up in about 50 minutes.
Thank you, my friend.
Later, bud. There is Morgan Ehlers joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. We got Conley football tonight. Tough test for the Pirates as they take on the Rams of Havelock. Speaking of Conley and Rose, thank you to the big dog Glenn Griffin, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt for helping me out. On Wednesday, we did a great live edition of Pirate Radio Trivia with Rob Maloney, Conley AD versus Clay Medlin, J.H. Rose AD. I won't spoil the results, but it was a clash, came down to a 1-point finish, and a good game the other night between Conley and Rose. You can watch that in its entirety on YouTube. A lot of great stuff on the tube, as we've got our post-practice comments from Blake Harrell, Donnie Kirkpatrick, Mike Houston, also some basketball video and audio as well. Glenn, were you there yesterday?
I was not.
Yeah, okay.
I was in contact with people that were.
Your people were there.
My people were there.
Okay.
I had some contacts.
Of course, I had to host this show, but I've been so football focused, I have not even really looked at any of the comments or anything on that. We'll dive into that. I tell you what, we got a bye week coming up soon. We'll hit some hoops then.
I think we kind of hit hoops then, and then maybe we look at a little bit of fall baseball, what Cliff's doing over yonder at CLS this time of year.
Yeah.
We kind of look at those two things, I think, during the bye week.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'm excited for some basketball, planning to watch some games with Pops again in 2021 over
That's one thing
Section
I do
213.
love about your connection to ECU basketball. That your Pops is involved. I don't know why I like that. I just do.
It's one of my dad is not the most talkative guy in the world.
But I like that he gets hype.
That's like our hangout. That's like one of the few times the year I talk to my dad often is during basketball season. And usually it's angry because the Pirates are losing.
He's also into Hornets, which I think is cool.
Like low key, he's into the Charlotte.
Pitt County's biggest Hornets fan.
Well, growing up, my dad, he was a great shooter, and I wasn't always this
rotund.
Yeah, rotund. I could shoot thanks to him, and that was like our favorite sport. Like growing up, basketball. We love basketball, still do. He unfortunately got me into watching Washington football, which was an awful choice as a child.
Not everybody can be perfect
to follow that team, but like hoops was really my first love. And after every day at school, I'd go outside and shoot basketball for like 2 hours. And
Me too.
That was awesome. That was so much fun.
Beaten down dirt area.
We did have a slab of concrete.
Oh, y'all had a slab?
Yeah.
I did not. I pounded that grass until it was hard and packed, baby. It was ready.
Those are some fun days. Just shooting hoops after school. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Brian North. He will join us. Get you ready for this football slate. After that segment, we'll make you a winner. Steve Hill already calling a shot on Free Beer Friday. Says he's going to win today. We shall see. We'll open up the phone lines in just a little bit. Also planning to hook up with Matt Thomas from Parmalee later on this hour as well. It's all ahead on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
That's for you. Answer the call from patients who need plasma. Donations are down, so give plasma at a Grifols Center and receive compensation. Visit grifolsplasma.com. Gonna get that? Answer the call from patients who need plasma and receive up to $700 your first month when you donate it to Grifols Center. Visit grifolsplasma.com.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Gloria, what is cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is when your body is exposed to extremely cold but therapeutic temperatures for several minutes. It has many benefits, including decreased pain, decreased inflammation, increased energy, and improved overall wellness. That's why at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we offer a wide variety of services, including cryotherapy. So whether you're an athlete or whether you just want to give your health a boost, cryotherapy will help to ensure that you're feeling great and living well. So come chill with us and you'll be back for more.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Ooh, look at all that Parmesan cheese on that papadilla. Our freshly folded flatbread filled with juicy meats and melted cheese now has a crunchy, toasty outside. Now that was Papa. Order today at papajohns.com.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Parmesan-crusted papadilla for only $7. The new Parmesan-crusted papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Hey, Pirate fans, Derek Pizzeni from Carolina Wealth Management. Are you a fiduciary? That's a question every investor should ask their advisor. A fiduciary is an individual who acts in the best interest of a particular person or beneficiary. Is your advisor a fiduciary? You should know it's your money. At Carolina Wealth Management, we do things differently from other investment firms. To learn more about the benefits of working with a fiduciary advisor, visit mycarolinawealth.com. That's mycarolinawealth.com.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Hey, this is Troy D, proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful, and that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. As a business world throws you curveballs, Select Bank and Trust is here to be responsive to your needs. Select Bank's team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. How do you get into Freeboot? It's like fenced off. Where do you walk in at?
It's just slightly, if you go out the front door of the building, it's just slightly off to your right across the street.
Like where you pull into the parking lot? That's where
yeah, just almost directly across from that.
I think I can hop that fence. I am wearing flip-flops today, so maybe I should try that. I want to get over there because My buddy, friend of a friend, my acquaintance, has his food truck out there. Y'all eat yet?
Oh,
It is
yeah.
awesome. Big Dog, you should check it out.
You've said a time or two before that spot's hidden.
I take a picture of it every time I get it. They got these fries with cheese and pulled pork on it with barbecue sauce.
Yes, sir.
And it is
like a North Carolina poutine.
Yeah,
of sorts.
Very, very good. I might have to run over there.
Do
after
you have
the
any
show.
vegetables over there, like collards?
That's a good question. I'm gonna probably say no, but
Okay, I'm just curious.
I need to I'll look them up and see what their menu is for today. Maybe they got some new stuff up there. All right, let's head out to the Fixed NC live line. We talk a lot of food on Saturdays with Brian North. He gives us our ECU press box food update during the Bud Light pregame tailgate. He joins us now on the Fixed NC live line. North, how you doing today?
Playing hurt this Friday, Clippy. You know, in the TV world, the things that you can do whatever you want to your body, but when it comes to the face and the voice, that's when you get into some dangerous territory. So dealing with a little voice issue, but we're working our way through it. We're doing all the recommended things to make sure we can do the blitz effectively and growl and grunt, do everything we need to get on your sports highlights.
Playing hurt, that's Brian North's guarantee to you. He'll always give it his all. And just conserve your words today during our chat, Brian. Just say yes, no, win, loss.
Jeez.
You know, just you're not known as a short-winded fellow, but maybe today would be that would be your best bet.
That is my goal. All right, let's see what we can do.
All right. East Carolina, Tulane.
No.
Okay. Now we're doing like the didn't Johnny Carson do the thing where they had the answer and then they I haven't even asked the question yet. The question is I guess, how does East Carolina, usually you say like bounce back. Can you bounce back from a win? I guess you can when you play like East Carolina did last Saturday, right? I mean, they need to bounce back and play better.
Right, and I think, you had the best case scenario. Normally you learn more from your losses, but I really think that was an eye-opener for the players.
Yeah.
That, okay, look, we got the win, we even our record here, but man, we can't do this again, or this just isn't going to happen. And so now you've got a Tulane team. Us old people remember Tulane was always an easy win on the schedule. Now all of a sudden it's turned into this we can't beat Tulane thing, which just seems really weird. But now you have this program that has leaped ahead of you in the conference, and now this becomes a game. You have to win this game again in order to get back to where you want to get to. So that's what makes this so big. And I think I always compare Mike Houston to Skip Holtz and how they've rebuilt the program. And I remember Skip in those first couple of years, you'd have those 2 steps forward, 1 step back deals. I can remember a game against Rice they should have won, and they did not. They could have kept them in a conference hunt. And so you have these learning moments. And so can they make this a learning moment where they can get back and now be better than a Tulane program they should be better than, and get that next win to vault the program 2 steps ahead? So I think it's a really big question going into tomorrow if that can happen.
Yeah, Brian North sets it up pretty well. Brian, this also is a desperate Tulane team coming to town. I mean, they are used to going to bowl games. They're in a stretch right now, 3 straight bowl years, which is the most in their program's history. So they're used to winning 6-7 games under Willie Fritz. They're off to a 1-3 start, tough schedule. I know that the folks down there think that UAB at home at this point in the Willie Fritz era should be a win. They lost that one last week, so they're going to come here hungry, ready to go. And as you said, they've got recent history on their side. They've had the Pirates number these last 3 meetings.
Which is still, in my mind, I see Tulane in the schedule. Easy win. It's so weird.
Well, I looked at their history, Brian. You remember the Sean King year? They went undefeated, right? And then Patrick Ramsey, they had some good teams there, early 2000s. Matt Forte was a fantastic player, but those teams were bad while he was there running for all those yards. So you're right. You look at Tulane, you see that green and baby blue. You don't think much of it, but, we train our brains to think something different with Willie Fritz there.
Yeah, and look, and it's a big deal. Now they've got this long road trip, and you've got a young, hungry team that is trying to figure out what it needs to do to be prepared. When's the last time ECU won 3 games in a row?
That would be 2014.
Wow.
Also, we've been going over some old numbers, Brian. ECU trying to get to a winning record this late in the season for the first time since 2015, a winning record in October, which sounds like a very tiny baby step, but man, that'd be huge for this 2021 team.
It's also coincided when ECU went into the AAC, which was a big step up in the league.
Yeah.
And then we transitioned head coaches a couple of times, and really, ECU was going in reverse while everybody else was going forward. And now we're finally starting to get up to speed again, but we have so many cars to pass. It's like a NASCAR race where we got so far behind in the draft, and now they're trying to work their way up through. So it's interesting. And again, this is one of those cars you need to pass in order to get up to that next level of the program. So I'm curious. I'm real curious how the offense responds.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of questions with them again this week, and they responded pretty well the last time this happened. So it's just this consistency thing. Like I said, remember with Skip Holtz, 2 steps forward, 1 step back until they finally got to that championship form several years into his tenure.
Brian North joining us. Brian, let's talk about the ACC. We'll start with the powers of the ACC. Of course, I'm talking about NC State and Wake Forest, who are the highest-ranked ACC teams this week in the AP poll. And NC State taking on Skip Holtz. Skip's been there to Carter Finley Stadium before. He's taking his Louisiana Tech team this year there this week. And this is one where, and I know, Brian, we talk about how awful of a gambler I am, but Louisiana Tech getting all those points at State coming off a big win. I mean, this is a classic State letdown spot, isn't it?
Correct. Louisiana Tech is good, right?
Yeah.
I remember talking with Skip after he left ECU. The things didn't work out at South Florida. He went to Louisiana Tech. I caught up with him in the game, and he said, if I could do it all over again, I would have stuck at ECU.
Oh, yeah.
That is the type of program I wanted to stay at. And so now he's staying at Louisiana Tech and being a consistent winner year in and year out. Oh, this is a real good team that could go in there and pull off the upset because NC State, the fans certainly embraced the big win over Clemson. It's about the players, and this game really doesn't mean a lot in the whole grand scheme of things. It's not an ACC game, so I'm real curious how they come out. But if they mess around and keep looking at them Clemson highlights, they could find themselves with a non-conference loss to Louisiana Tech.
Brian, he said last week Wake Forest would go to Virginia, handle their business. They did exactly that. Impressive win on the road at Charlottesville. This week they are home against Louisville. How do they handle success? How do they handle a number beside their name, Brian? 24th in the country now, taking on a 3-1 Louisville team coming up on Saturday.
I don't think they have a problem handling the ranking. Louisville's one of those teams that just kind of gives them fits, and this is one of those games, I think, when you looked at the schedule initially, for the 5 of us who actually looked at Wake Forest's schedule, thinking that they could be a contender.
Brian North and I continue to be the only people talking about Wake Forest in America.
It's just, I was trying to figure this out earlier. Is it because of their uniforms, the really kind of bland colors? Is it because of the stadium they play in, the city they play in? If you put different uniform colors, and maybe it's the mascot, the Demon Deke's kind of a weird, creepy guy that you don't really care for. Something there that keeps people from saying, well, Wake Forest is really good and fun to watch until they go and they get some high-profile wins. And so this is a really fun, good team. But having said that, there's something about the Louisville matchup that is just kind of scary for them, and they're going to have their hands full. They're on track to have one of those great seasons where they're actually going to matter and people will pay attention at the end of October and November, unless they screw it up and lose to a Louisville team that's always very dangerous with great athletes.
And North Carolina had their high ranking. That is in the rear view now after losing to Georgia Tech. Duke and North Carolina going at it. How about Duke has a better record than North Carolina entering this game, Brian? 3-1 versus 2-2. Coming up noon at Kenan Stadium. North Carolina, a 3-touchdown favorite. I have seen people say that this one's going to be closer than that 20-point spread, but I don't know. It feels like a game North Carolina can maybe roll up a lot of points. Total in this game is 72.5, Brian.
Wow. I think you'll probably see a lot of points. I think the biggest thing that happened this week is Hubert Davis started basketball practice, and so most people are paying attention to that now at Chapel Hill. And same thing happened when Duke lost their opening game. Everybody's like, okay, Coach K's last season's coming up. So it's just these two teams have now fallen off kind of that football radar for a lot of people, but what a great rivalry game. We need more trophy games. We need more games where you play for something cool. And so the play for...
What, they got a victory bell there, Brian?
Yeah, victory bell, which they spray painted. If the team not in possession gets it, and all of a sudden there's aerosol spray everywhere right after the game is over as they rebrand it their own personal colors. And they've been playing for that victory bell for like 100 years. It's kind of cool. It's not the keg of nails. It's not what's going to be happening next week between Gardner Webb and Campbell. They're starting the barbecue bowl.
Nice.
I think it's brilliant between East and West barbecue in our state. So that's awesome branding. Maybe not that cool, but it's still got some history there, and I love trophy games. I think more trophy games, the better.
Brian North joining us. Speaking of the trophy, the big trophy at the end of the year, it is a kind of a wacky year in college football to this point, as you've got Clemson with 2 losses. Ohio State has already lost, Brian. It's a great year for a team like Cincinnati to finally crack into the top 4 and make it to a playoff. And this could be that year, and it all starts, well, it's already started, but they could really put another feather in the cap if they can go to South Bend and knock off Notre Dame coming up on Saturday.
The committee would rather have 4 SEC teams in there than put Cincinnati.
No doubt, no doubt.
There would have to be an SEC implosion, it feels like.
By the way, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 SEC teams in the top 10, Brian, so you might be onto something there.
There you go. I think I heard something about the gambling lines of there's a better chance 4 SEC teams get in than 1 ACC team at this point getting into the college playoff. I mean, it's something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Look, I had this discussion with someone else recently. What about if Wake Forest ran the table? Does Wake Forest get in based on the schedule? And I said the only way Wake or Cincinnati get in is if the other teams that are supposed to be there stumble, right? If Wake Forest is one of 5 undefeated teams that gets in and they're all from the Power 5 conferences, they're probably not getting in. But if the other teams have 1 or 2 losses, then you have to elevate them a little bit more. So a team like Cincinnati, a team like Wake Forest, are going to have to do their job, basically go undefeated, and then hope other teams stumble somewhere along the line, opening the door for them to get in.
Brian North joining us. I could be a hypocrite and talk about how I'm tired of the SEC, hate the SEC. In reality, I'm very excited for Arkansas, Georgia tomorrow. I watch Florida, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Alabama. I'm going to watch every one of them, Brian, and probably enjoy them. So I can't hate on it too much.
It's good football. I just think at the end of the year, it's like the NCAA tournament. We don't want to see the same 2 teams that we've seen play already.
Yeah.
Play again at least early on. Maybe if they all make it to the championship game, fine. But let's get some different matchups out there to really define a true champion is always the way I've looked at it. To sit there and be subjective about who gets in and then let them play out, you need a longer tournament, I think, to do that, to actually have it work out. But I've always been the guy that said, just take your conference champions. Make your conference championship games part of your playoff, and assume whoever wins that then goes to the playoffs and then keep playing from there.
Nobody listens to Brian North. That includes the listeners, the bigwigs, and even at home, Brian, I doubt the girls hear what you say most of the time.
No. They just, when are you done? Blah, blah, blah. When is he done? Blah, blah, blah.
Brian, it is Prove It Sunday in the NFL for a lot of undefeated teams. Broncos have their first test with the Ravens. You've got the Raiders on the road Monday night against the Chargers. The 3-0 Cardinals versus the 3-0 Rams. So you've got a lot of undefeated teams who are trying to prove that they are and do belong at the top of the NFL standings. And maybe most notably the Carolina Panthers, who go on the road and take on the Cowboys. And Dallas for the first 2 weeks had Dak going to Cooper, to Lamb, to all those receivers. And then week 3, they gave it to Zeke. And that is pretty scary as somebody who hates the Cowboys and who's going to see them play my team twice this year. If they get the run game going with the pass game, they're about unstoppable on offense. Now, this Panthers defense has been historically great, Brian, but we know they've played so far. So how do you think the Panthers hang with the boys coming up on Sunday?
I'm super excited to see this young defense. Now, keep in mind, the Panthers' starting secondary, I think only 2 of the 5 in the starting secondary from the opening week are still healthy and playing, so they had to make some changes. But that front 4 and the linebackers, they just fly to the ball. It's kind of like when I saw the first 2 plays from App State ECU, I said, oh, my God, that's a top 20 team.
Yeah.
Well, with the Panthers' defense, I don't care who they're playing. I go, oh, my God, that's a really good young defense. They fly to the ball. And so, they're going to be playing a tougher offensive team, but I'm telling you, they're young and hungry, and they're going to cause the Cowboys some fits offensively. Not that Dallas isn't going to hit on some big plays with that secondary in question now, but there's going to be some negative plays and some positive plays. And then it comes down to the Panthers' offense, I think. Without Christian McCaffrey, they're going to put more on Sam Darnold, and how can he handle that pressure from a pretty good Cowboys defense. So I think this is a great showcase game to find out where the Panthers are in this rebuild process, because in year 2 under Matt Rule, we know at Baylor and at Temple, he really elevated his teams in win totals, and by year 3, he's competing for conference championships. And this Panthers team, boy, it looks like all these parts are building. The key is going to be health, and we're those dings. So I just think it's a good game to tell them where they are in the process. If they win, certainly a lot more people will jump on the bandwagon. If they lose, depending on how they lose, I still think it's a building piece for them. It's a big road game against a much tougher quality opponent. But I really do think this team is going to contend for a division title this year.
If this is last year or 2 years ago, and we talk about the Panthers without McCaffrey going to Dallas, we're probably setting it up as a blowout, and it still could be, but it does kind of say how far along this defense has come in a short amount of time, Brian, that we're giving the Panthers a shot here on the road without McCaffrey.
Unless Dallas figures out a magic formula of how to handle that Panthers defense, and somebody will, there comes a point where you get some film out there.
Yeah.
It's all about adjustments in the league, and somebody's going to figure something out, but does the Panthers, how do they make adjustments? I'm just telling you, those two defensive ends they have, and Shaq Thompson in the middle, and Jeremy Chin at safety, they're just strong right up the gut, and they're just fun to watch. So even if you get a couple big plays on them, I just think this defense is for real, and as long as they stay somewhat healthy, that's going to be their strength all year long, and then it comes down to Sam Darnold, and can he handle the pressure with more workload put on him?
High school huddle coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, Brian, so we'll wrap it up here. What high school games are you looking forward to breaking down tonight on the Blitz?
So we've got some traditional matchups like the Fossil Bowl between undefeated Southside and a Pamlico team that's had a tough non-conference schedule. But
do they have like a dinosaur head trophy, or what do you give away in the Fossil Bowl?
They
That's
have
pretty cool.
a plaque, and it's got like some fossil things on it. But
Cool.
It's a plaque than an actual trophy. But,
All right.
they still hand it out, and they put the scores every year on it. So, look, I'm more trophy games. Disappointed.
Yeah.
Eastern North Carolina doesn't have more trophy games.
Yeah.
We got the mullet bucket, which is great. But outside of that, like I know Rose and Conley try to play for that silly backyard belt instead of what should be Family Unity Bowl. It should have a bowl that says Family.
Ah, yes, the FU Bowl. Yep.
That would be the classic one. But so we do have a trophy game tonight, and that'll be a good one. We have a traditional rivalry with Farmville Central and Washington. But with this realignment this year, we've got games we've never seen before. Northside Jacksonville at J.H. Rose, where it's homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Kingston and Southwest Onslow have never played in a football game before, and they've been around a long time. So a lot of fun games like that. But conference play, it's all about conference play. Now that the calendar's flipped to October, all these games matter for. You can't win a conference title tonight, but you can certainly lose one.
North, man, I made you use way too many words today. I apologize. So save up that voice. Let your wife do the yelling at the kids for the rest of the day, so you'll have something for tonight on the Blitz.
Works for me. I don't follow doctor's orders very well.
North, appreciate it as always, man. We'll talk again soon.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Clip.
All right, there he is. Brian North, WCTI 12, joining us. We'll check in with North coming up Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate as we take you up to the 3:30 kickoff. Our coverage begins 11:30 on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, and we're fired up for the conference opener. East Carolina, an opportunity to get to 3-2 on the year, and a great halftime show scheduled for Dowdy Ficklin Stadium as Parmalee will be playing at halftime of the game. And joining us now on the Fixed NC Live line is Matt Thomas from Parmalee. Matt, thanks for your time today. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate your time, and really looking forward to tomorrow, Matt. And I know you're fired up. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime deal. This is the first time, as far as we know, that a concert's going to go on at halftime of a football game. And I know with your background with Eastern North Carolina and ECU, you guys got to be fired up for this.
Oh, man, it's a dream come true for us. You know, we've always wanted to play the halftime show at homecoming. Even back when we first started, we always kind of dreamed of doing it. So it's really cool when I reached out to JJ and the crowd up there, and we were able to work it out. And, man, we're just excited.
I know a lot of fans are fired up to see you, Matt. And on that note, what has it been like for you guys in the music industry since last March of 2020, when COVID really hit, and man, such a blow to live concerts and things like that? How many live shows have you guys been able to do since last year?
Well, we've been doing as many as we possibly could this year. A lot of them are makeup shows from last year, but, you know, we went from playing, 100 plus shows, and not counting the travel and radio shows to, only like 5 or 6. So it was a blow, but I think, for us, it was we probably needed a break. It was a good break for us because we've been playing together since we were kids, and we used the time to write songs, and which, ultimately led to this new album we have out and the new single. And so we just tried to use as much time to create as possible and give ourselves a little break
That's awesome. Matt Thomas joining us from Parmalee. You can see the guys coming up halftime, Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Also, what a little pregame acoustic gig going on too tomorrow, right, Matt?
Yeah, I know something about it. I don't have any details right now. We're doing a little pregame throwdown. We've been getting invited to all kinds of tailgates and parties and stuff like that. So, man, yeah, we're gonna stop in and play a little acoustic set for the Pirate Club up there.
Awesome, yeah. And Matt, we talked to Eric Ward, ECU Marketing, earlier. He said you guys were going to play 3 or so songs. I don't know if you want to give out the set list beforehand, but I know you'll have some good stuff ready for halftime, right?
Yeah, I think we have 10 minutes, so we're going to try to pack in as many hits as we can in the 10 minutes that we have.
That's awesome. Talking to Matt Thomas of Parmalee joining us. Matt, I know you're a Pirate fan. I was told you were at the Super Regional last year right there in town to see East Carolina take on Vanderbilt. So you guys follow the Pirates even to this day, right?
Yeah, man. We got our Pirate chants on the bus, and anytime the game's on Saturdays, we'll tune in. And, it's just exciting. I don't care where I'm at. Because I'm like, that's home. That's where we live right up the street. Like telling my guys out here, most of them don't know anything about it. But it's always a great time to watch the Pirates, man.
That's really cool. People will be able to check out Parmalee coming up at halftime at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium on Saturday. Matt, how about what's coming up down the road for you guys? You got some big concerts planned for the rest of this year or heading into 2022?
We do. We're actually going over some tours today, which tours we're going to jump on. We have a brand new single, "Take My Name," is going to ship to radio on Tuesday, which means the radio stations will start playing it. And then Kelly Clarkson Show, I think maybe not next week, the week after that, we'll be playing the Kelly Clarkson Show. That'll be big. And just touring throughout the rest of the year as many shows. And things are popping up. We're doing like, radio shows and other things are coming in. So it's just been... pedal to the metal and let's keep working,
Awesome. That sounds awesome. So a lot coming up on the horizon for Parmalee. You can check them out Saturday halftime at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Matt, we appreciate a few minutes of your time here today, and you guys have a great set tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
We cannot wait. We'll see everybody tomorrow.
All right, there is Matt Thomas from Parmalee. That's going to be a lot of fun at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. So I've heard a ton of people, Troy D included earlier in the show, say, they usually go to the concessions, maybe head back to the car for a cold one during halftime, but the butts are staying in the seats for tomorrow's halftime as Parmalee will be performing. The big dog Glenn Griffin will be there, perched up high atop the Town Bank Tower, checking it out. What do you think, big dog?
It will be the first concert I've seen in...
Oh, God.
Man, I know.
I think I saw Aerosmith in like the... It's probably like 2008 or something. I really haven't been to a concert in forever.
It's been 2 years for me, 2019.
New Kids?
Yep.
When you were talking about like first concerts earlier, I was sitting there thinking about how like dire my own personal situation was. Like Troy has all these cool stories about the Who or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, man, but like I saw Limp Bizkit like 4 times straight. I was underage drunk every time.
Did you go to like X Fest back in the day?
Ozfest, baby.
Ozfest?
You went to Ozfest?
Yes.
Oh.
Where was that?
Ozfest was in Norfolk. There was one in Charlotte.
Wow.
Yeah, Glenn was different. Like in those times.
Were you a juggalo? What do they call it?
I was never a juggalo.
Insane Clown Posse fans?
I like those guys though, in the sense that I think that they have a good brand that like has existed for 30 years and they can make a profit off of it. Like I respect the business.
And you think about this, listeners, the people you work with, you only see them at work and know their work habits but there's a different side to people we don't know.
Me and Igo are the same musically taste-wise in that respect, like as far as things we used to listen to or concerts we've been to.
I just don't see you as a mosher.
Do you see Igo as a mosher?
No, that's true. Yeah.
I used to do the
He
mosh
has
thing.
a calmer personality than I do.
That is true. You guys save your exuberance for the concerts, I guess.
I tried to get some of that out of Fernando Fry when I was talking to him this week because he's such a calm, like cool guy when you're talking to him up there in the press box.
Maybe he's into death metal.
And I was trying to get to, like, you know, what is game day Fernando like? What all the linemen are kind of reserved, and I was trying to get to, like, well, you know, what's game day like in that lineman room? Are you guys playing death metal and just headbutting lockers? Like, what is the sitch?
We got to ask Rajay about
thank you,
his.
Shirley. I was about to bring that up.
Yeah,
Rajay was the shirt.
Rajay had on a Slipknot shirt Monday.
If ECU wins, I'll ask that question. If ECU loses, I don't think the fans
will
will
save it for later.
Yeah, we're gonna save it for later on for the next win. But yeah, he was rocking a Slipknot shirt earlier this week inside the Players Lounge. All right, that was awesome. Hooking up with Matt Thomas and kind of talked about what they've been up to. They had some time off, able to come up with some new stuff, and that new stuff is hitting radio next week. That's exciting. And then the Kelly Clarkson show, is that that's a daytime show now?
That is a daytime show, yes.
All right, awesome.
And when did he say he was going to be on?
They said next week, right?
Next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, I was just wondering if he happens to be on Monday. I didn't know I can't remember if he stated a specific day. Because if he was on Monday, New Kids on the Block is going to be on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Worlds are
colliding.
All right, let's open up the Fixed NC Live line right now and make you a winner on Free Beer Friday.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317-1250. Shirley, what caller are you looking for?
Caller 12.
All right, you can be a winner of a 15-pack of 16-ounce Bud Lights. Also, a Bud Light shirt, koozies, large two-topping pizza from Domino's as part of our Free Beer Friday giveaway, presented by Bud Light. We're back with you on Pirate Radio Live after this.
It's the American Athletic Conference opener for the Pirates as Tulane comes a-calling for homecoming. Tickets start as low as $35. It's the Pirates and the Green Wave in a 3:30 kickoff. It's time to get rowdy and dowdy. East Carolina and Tulane to kick off the American Athletic Conference schedule.
You can paint this one purple.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Do you suffer from allergies, asthma, or any other sinus problems? Perhaps professional cleaning of your air ducts could help. Family owned and operated in Winterville for over 22 years, Carolina Quality Air was the first certified duct cleaning company in Eastern North Carolina. From residential to commercial, they can handle any size job, big or small, including our studios here at Pirate Radio. Carolina Quality Air uses a sanitizer that kills mold in your ductwork and over 100 viruses, including the coronavirus. Visit them online at carolinaqualityair.com.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food, fun, and football. Chico's has been a game day tradition for Pirate football fans for over 30 years. Whether the game is home or away, make it a Chico's Day for some great specials and the best chips and salsa in town. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Go Pirates!
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Your office deserves a proactive tech support approach instead of always reacting to issues after the damage is done. You need BizCare. BizCare tech support and cybersecurity plans keep you ahead of potential issues and much safer from cyber threats like ransomware. What's at your office? Call William today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
At West Park Motor Company, customer satisfaction is the #1 goal, while offering a wide range of cars, trucks, and SUVs at very competitive prices. West Park also offers financing, service, and is your local ARE camper shell dealer east of I-95. Outfit your truck with the best technology around with ARE camper shell at West Park Motor Company. West Park Motor Company with locations in Greenville and Washington, and proud courtesy car dealer for the Pirates for over a decade. Go Pirates!
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit qualityequip.com.
I sailed out of the port of Bristol with sailors wearing black armbands.
Pirate Radio.
And found ourselves proclaimed notorious pirates.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. If you've got damage from wood rot, smoke or fire or water, consider it fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC. Restore, renew, maintain. And Clip, I can't believe it. He called his shot, and he was lucky number 12.
No,
Steve Hill was the winner.
No.
Yep.
That's so wrong.
I know.
I don't like it.
Walks away with a 15-pack of 16-ounce Bud Light aluminum bottles, Bud Light shirt and koozies, and a large 2-topping pizza at Domino's.
Can we protest it as employees?
I mean,
Technically
Shirley could have hung up on him, but we are above water here. We do above the table.
Process.
I almost told, because you if you win, you can only win once a month. And I almost told him that he had already won this month, but then when I looked at it's the 1st of October, he won he won 33 days ago.
Did you not hear Bone Thugs and Harmony this morning tell you it was the first of the month?
It's the 1st of the month.
Steve Hill called his shot earlier this week, called it today. Right when I said, let's open up the phone lines, immediately the lines
started ringing.
We have 4 lines here. They all filled up. Shirley went one by one, taking your calls, and this sumbitch. I don't know the magic. All I know is we're not setting it up. He's got a secret formula.
No rig system here
on how to get through.
At all.
I don't know what he's doing. But
all I know is that he's got to be one lucky SOB, and I'm going to have to give him. I'm going to have to DM him and ask him for lottery numbers.
Josh says second week in a row he was caller 4 and 11. So, Josh, your system is not working. You're a little bit off.
You're just just a bit outside.
Adjust your system.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Little bit.
There was 3 of those. Can we play? I wish we had that clip ready.
I know.
There's 3 of them right back to back.
I'll have that next week. We do have. Let's hit one more Donnie cut, Shirley. We got Donnie Part 2.
Hold on one second.
That we have not played yet.
Yep.
From earlier this week as he answered questions from the media after Wednesday's practice.
What could it look like with this offense if Keaton and Rajay were just both in sync? I mean, if you thought much about that, how good that could be?
Well, that's what you talk about, playing them together at the same. Well, the only thing, there's only one ball. You know what I'm saying? So only one guy's going to get the ball. So what you're doing is you're taking a really talented player and telling him to go be a decoy, which sometimes is an effective tool, okay, to have a decoy. Or you're having them block, for the other guy. And that's okay, too, because they're willing to do that. We probably just feel like keeping them fresh, rotating them. You know, if something happens to one, you still got the other one, is a better strategy for the whole season. But if we could ever get the running game just going consistently so that, because I think Rajay had probably the better game in the second game or something, you know, running the ball. So we get his power running game going, we get Keaton's big explosive plays going, and then we could get the passing game clicking, you know, more consistently. We've got enough guys that can touch the ball, you know, I mean, and we are spreading it around enough. Sometimes you try to overdo that maybe, you know what I'm saying? But we got plenty of guys that can make the plays. We just got to do it more times in a row. You know, it's like in baseball, you got to put hits together, okay, to get those runs in. So now we got to keep doing that. We're just not consistent. We're just making too many mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's on me. That's totally on me. That we got to get them to do better.
Receiving wise, I know you aren't playing a ton of receivers right now. Probably tight end has something to do with that. But you know, are guys like Tajee Hudson, Jari Patterson, are they close at all, or where are they going to stay? Well,
Tajee is played in the special teams, but he's had some injuries that have kept him off the field. He's had a really good week of practice. You know, it's odd that you said that. Maybe you saw some of that. Yesterday, he had the best day he's had since he got here. And, you know, we were watching the tape saying, like, wow, okay, he's feeling better. And Jari is learning the system. It's just a matter of him knowing what to do at this point. You know, I'm not trying to slam him, but he just hasn't learned what to do enough to be in there to take out Tyler Snead, or then when he's out going playing more tight ends like Ryan Jones and giving them those reps. And so again, we're rotating, you know, enough guys that I think they're staying fresh. Tyler Savage has played a little bit because we're not trying to overplay CJ, and we have a tendency to do that at times. But at the same time, we always come back and go, well, we need to get the ball more to CJ. You know, well, you can't get it to him if you keep playing more guys. Well, we want to get the ball to Ryan Jones. I'm telling you, when we finally get it to Ryan Jones, then everybody's going to say, well, okay, I get it now, because that's when it's going to really get good. And, you know, Shane has shown, oh, well, let's don't forget Shane. You know what I'm saying? He can do it too, so we want to get him the ball a little bit. You still want to get those backs the ball, you know, and they're getting it in the passing game too, as well as the run game. And just I can make big plays. Well, let's make sure we don't get him out too much. So that's what I'm saying. We got plenty of guys that can do it. We're playing enough guys. The depth comes in when you guys get beat up. Like the offensive line, we ain't got enough. You know what I'm saying? At one time, you're thinking, what are you going to do with all those O-linemen? Trust me, you'll need them all. You know, Bailey goes down early, okay? Noah's a halftime player because of his back situation. We're hoping as the year goes on, he will build strength and stamina and be able to play longer. But right now, he's not been able to do that. Then Rob gets hurt. You know, we're down another guy all of a sudden like that. So Avery missed basically 2 weeks of practice. He didn't practice because he got hurt in the last play of the South Carolina game. He was able to come back and play. Didn't play as well because he didn't practice. And then last week he got a infection in his leg and missed the entire week of practice, came back Thursday and was able to move around. So, boy, they go fast. Luckily we had Trent. Trent stepped in there and helped us out.
Coach, what do you guys do this week so that you're able to come out and hit right away on Saturday?
You know, we've practiced very hard this week. I mean, it's been upgraded from what it usually is, and it's usually pretty intense. Coach has thrown a lot more competitive drills, the one offense versus the one defense. We've gone more, and we've started the practice. We start with special teams always, but right after the first special teams deal, we've gone good on good to try to simulate, okay, let's don't miss any possessions. Obviously, we didn't come out very well. You know, obviously that's Captain Obvious to say we didn't start very well. Get down 14-0 in the first quarter. Didn't get it going until the second quarter there. So I think that's it. Just putting that on their mind that, hey, we got to start faster, you know, like that.
All right, that is Donnie Kirkpatrick. East Carolina, first 3 weeks of the season, even in the losses to App State and South Carolina, scored the first touchdown of the game. Happened in Charlotte, was followed immediately by a missed extra point. Pirates got out to a 14-0 lead week 2 against South Carolina before, well, we know what happened after that one. Marshall got on the board first with a field goal, but ECU responded with a touchdown. And then last week was the first time East Carolina had really took a shot to the face early in a game and got down 14-0, was able to come back. Looked like they were going to blow out Charleston Southern. Offense sputtered in the second half, but where they were able to pick up the win. So 3 out of 4 games, East Carolina has come out first with the first touchdown of the game. That is pretty crucial for tomorrow's game against Tulane, as Tulane has gotten off to slow starts. Happened against Oklahoma. Now they were able to crawl back in that one and really fight back in the second half. Got off to a slow start against Ole Miss. They were down 21-0 last week to UAB before they made it a close game, fought back in it, but ended up losing. So this is a Tulane team that has gotten off to slow starts this year. Maybe something East Carolina can take advantage of, get out of the gates fast against the Green Wave. I believe East Carolina has won the toss and chosen to kick the last 2 times they've won the toss. So does that change? Maybe they take the ball first, try to score, or heck, they've won the last couple of games, so maybe they stick with the win the toss and kick. We shall see. Coming up on Saturday, we'll be with you 11:30 on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, taking you up to the 3:30 kickoff. Coming up next, if you're listening to our live edition on Friday, the high school huddle with Morgan Ehlers. We got Conley football coming up tonight as they take on Havelock. West Hines ready to go. And Alan Vick, Rob Maloney on the call coming up tonight at 7. Morgan Ehlers is up next with the high school huddle. Thanks to Shirley Rhodes and the big dog Glenn Griffin. And thank you for tuning in today on Pirate Radio Live. We'll see you back here on Pirate Radio Live Monday, 3 o'clock. And we'll be with you 11:30 a.m. Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the